Hey, one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. It's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Hey, there's only one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things.
All right. I heard it on old episodes of Mod.
Go ahead, Joe.
Like, that's where you would hear that.
Go ahead, Joe. Hit it.
Hit it.
Whenever somebody mention Mod,
there goes Maud.
he be in there, bitch.
There goes Maud. Sacrilegious down the ditches, down the other. Oh, Maud.
I'm like, how this young ass nigga know about Mod so hard?
I feel like if you name your child Maud, like they just come out the womb
old,
like
angry,
50 years old,
mad as fuck,
old and angry,
like
singing about chocolate babies.
Ages them to fucking 50 years old.
There goes Maud.
Fun fact: man who's
Maud, Willard,
Mabel,
dude
Mabel,
dude who sang the
Otis.
theme song. Oh, dude who sang the theme song, Donny Hathaway.
over here, voodoo clapping.
Donny Hathaway sung the Mod theme song.
Yes, he did.
I love Donny Hathaway.
That's a frat brother of mine. Shout out to my brother Donnie. You know what I'm saying? And there goes Maud. That's why he put all that runs in that shit. You know, I ain't gonna lie. Black folks singing sitcoms in the 80s and 70s. Bitch, flat, I know. I ain't Dr. Donny Hathaway.
Flat, like as a white girl's ass.
Bitch, you hit the note.
I can't hit it.
Oh, all right. All right.
I cannot hit it.
I
I can play it, but I can't hit it.
All right. But back to Donny Hathaway singing black sitcoms, like sitcoms with black voices. Dog, if it wasn't for these black intros, a lot of shows back then wouldn't have his pop. I was telling that boy Martin about how soundtracks used to really save movies. Like, you know, like that was.
I would agree with you with that. I would definitely agree with you because the Boomerang soundtrack hits.
Fucking
The Waiting to Exhale soundtrack really hits.
plus it. Save the Last Dance. If it wasn't for the soundtrack, I would not save the Last Dance or that movie at all.
Because she couldn't dance worth a fuck.
I think one of the greatest movie soundtracks of all time.
What the fuck is that?
Space Jam.
No,
That's mine. That's what I'm always going to run for.
Lion King.
Lion King. I see
soundtrack
your
that
Lion
movie.
King and raise you a Tarzan.
But hold on, wait.
Tarzan.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. I gotta say something because those are one number one. Yours is a soundtrack. D. Yours is a musical. That's hard. Because Tarzan has a soundtrack.
CD.
You have actual like singing in the movie. That's those actual tracks are in the movie.
Man, I had a Lion King CD. Plus, there was like renditions of the movie songs.
I had that bitch too. It had all the songs from the movie, but it had like alternate renditions of the movie. It also had background. I think Can You Feel the Love had like 3 different versions of some shit.
People Bryson.
all
The People Bryson
slapping.
version.
No. Now you're thinking about Beauty and the Beast.
Is it Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast was the Beauty. There were 2. There was one that you sang in the thing.
For which song?
Tell
Us All the Time?
Yeah.
Tell Us Old as Time.
So People Bryson wasn't on Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
I don't know.
Bryson?
I thought that was
in the original.
I thought that was Elton John.
Can you? That's what I'm saying. They had different versions of "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," my dude. There are a couple versions.
All right, the song by Elton John.
He wrote it, definitely.
He definitely wrote it.
All right, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Lion King.
Such a great song, mind you.
And it was a little adult for us kiddies to be seeing. That's what whenever
business making Nala's eyes.
bro.
Oh, that look.
They had no business doing that shit.
I
You know
get
she about to get piped down?
That was fucking No, that was the most
That
fucking.
was-
bedroom.
As a kid, I knew what that meant. He about to.
And that's why when those quote unquote random parents be tripping about like having gay characters in cartoons and they be like, we don't want to be exposing our kids to sexuality. I'm like, we was exposed to sexuality in all them cartoons when we was little.
Absolutely.
Aladdin, Jasmine was making out and shit. We got bestiality on. We watched lions get down. Like we almost every Disney cartoon ended with a kiss. And that's sexuality. And you mad at these gay characters for holding hands?
You know what's crazy? In these movies,
not realize that Pepe Le Pew was a
Rapist.
full-on rapist.
He was a rapist. Pepe Le Pew's a rapist.
Oh my goodness!
Here's what it is.
Like, get off of me. No means fucking no, bro.
She couldn't speak. That was his get around.
What's the fucking smoke
So
rule?
fucked up.
I can't smoke while I'm talking, right?
God damn it!
Yeah, don't smoke while you talk. Right.
But I can smoke while y'all talk.
Yeah. So it's like it's just best to try to keep it out of the frame, out of the camera, get your hit on, whatever. But like,
man, America want to see us live.
I wish.
Keep it real.
I wish, bro. Because my thing is, on those same algorithms, how do y'all differentiate when it's a movie versus when it's just them niggas talking? Because y'all do let a lot slide in movie scenes.
The budget.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's the camera version, the version of the camera, maybe. But I wonder that. Because, like, I wanted to put one of our movies, but, like, the beginning of it, the close-up is on, like, an ounce of weed.
Maybe there's a discretion advised.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This is a movie. And I'm like, there's a lot of movie scenes on here, but I just feel like with that whole first scene started with the close-up on the ounce of weed and it pulls back to me and Jaren smoking, I'm like, y'all, this is a movie, yo. But they might still be like, nah, nigga. YouTube don't care as much when it comes, because I feel like their algorithm gives more leeway to movies versus a podcast.
There's a ton of short films on YouTube.
Yeah, but TikTok, like, there's more films appearing on TikTok, but their algorithm is way stricter about the smoking. And like
niggers.
I said, the opposite.
Niggers.
Niggas from niggas, though.
No, huh?
Because if you notice, if they say niggas in a song, you could get away with it. If, for whatever reason, white people say niggas a certain way, they get away with. No, I don't understand TikTok's algorithm on niggas. Because I be seeing, like, famous niggas say niggas. I be seeing all kind of niggas say niggas, and they get away with niggas.
Uh-huh.
But the moment I say nigga, they flag my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just not big enough. Maybe you got to get to a certain level of motherfuckers before you can say niggas.
So what you're saying is that you need to be a bigger nigga.
I gotta be a bigger nigga. I gotta be a bigger nigga. That's facts. That's how we're gonna start the podcast. Welcome to the Fly with Bats podcast.
Of course we will.
Episode 128.
Oh, we know the episode number this time.
Yeah, because I had it pulled up, covering my ass minutes before. You hear me? It's that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford, in the building, also known as Mr. Bats. If you want to find me, you got to spell that Mr. Out, or you're going to find another cat. Yeah. And as usual, I'm here with my brothers.
I say why? It's your boy AlphaJo, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the root.
And if you're out in the street and you're looking for me,
you can find me on Instagram, AlphaJo, no E, 504 at the end of that bitch. And on Facebook, I'm Joseph, Alpha Man Pons. And for 128, we in this bitch. That's how I wanted it, and that should end it like that.
Yeah, that's how you should have ended it.
I should have commended.
And I meant to say this off mic, but I'm gonna just say it from now on. I want you last in the intros.
Wasn't it last before?
Yeah, but then when Lawrence came on, he started awkwardly being last, and he just does not sound right last to me.
Okay.
So it's like,
yeah.
Joe last, because when he say we in this bitch, we in this bitch.
Yeah.
Feel me? So I'll get some behind the scenes shit right now, but last, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's apparently what's happening. Okay, so who's next?
Either one of y'all.
I'll go. Hey guys, what up? What's good? It's your boy.
Fucking love Sweat Hotel right now.
Sweat, you at the Sweat
like,
Hotel.
It's not what's up, sluts.
Oh,
How y'all doing, whores?
That's what it used to be.
Damn.
I've changed my manners. I'm trying to improve my attitude.
Yeah, I'm not.
He said, I'm not.
It's your boy D-Mac. Hit me up. Instagram at look is Devin. That's DEVIN, not ON. I'll fucking smack you.
You would.
But yeah, I'm here too.
Ninja nigga.
Oh, Jesus. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. I am Lawrence J. Weber Jr., your arrogant observer. You can find me on Twitter or whatever the fuck it's called, Instagram and TikTok. I am Soulboy584. You can also find me on arrogantobserversrants.blogspot.com. And I don't know where the cat is. The cat ran away, but he's all right. He said he was going to be back. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Do you still update that site?
I have not touched that site since 2019.
Then why are you still marketing that site?
I like the cat.
Boy said Soul Boy. That sounds like a Black Planet name.
I like the cat too.
We all like the cat.
Soul Boy
Damn
too.
it.
Oh, Joe, what you be saying when you come on?
What I say about what?
AlphaJo, wait, if you're out of the streets and you're looking for me.
Fresh out of the gumbo, deep in the road.
Yeah.
So, yo, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Because, look, me and a friend of mine, we had a little debate. And she was trying to say, man, that don't mean nothing. And I was like, man, no. And I was coming up with things that could mean. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to ask Joe the next podcast because I'm going to play this right ahead. My nigga said that's what it means.
Let me just throw my 2 cents in there before you give the official answer. I'm with your friend. I don't think it means a fucking thing. Okay? I don't think it means a fucking thing, okay? I think it's just some
I thought you
shit
had
he
your
said.
back. I thought you had your
It's just some shit this nigga said, bro. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, it might be cool that it just doesn't mean shit.
No,
Like, that's
I'm gonna give my answer after
that
Joe
might be a
give his
cool
answer
thing.
if it's not different.
So, yeah.
All right. So.
Oh shit, does he know?
No, I do know. All right. I thought about this long ago. Now, I ain't gonna lie. When I first came up with this shit, I didn't know what the fuck it would mean.
True.
Because it did sound nice. But, like.
It sounded nice.
It
But,
does.
like,
It does sound nice.
The thing is, the more I kept thinking about it, the more I was like, the spirit told me to say this because the deeper meaning was what it really means. When I say fresh out the pot, it's like I'm fresh off the porch. I'm fresh out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm jumped out fresh, hot, busting.
Out the gumbo.
You know what I'm saying? But when I'm deep in the root, I mean, I'm still in the thick of this shit, though. I'm still in the thick of it because the root got to be thick, got to be right.
I fuck with
Can't
that.
be watered down.
Yeah, I fuck
You
with
dig?
that.
You heard me?
As a pro gumbo maker, I definitely fuck with that.
Talk
you
that
go.
shit, Joe.
So,
So
you know,
yeah. So friend, yeah, my dog had an
fresh out
answer.
the pot, still deep in the root.
That's not what you be saying.
Fresh out the gumbo.
There you
still
go.
deep in the root.
So you see,
Yeah,
you try to
yeah.
slip that
I'm about to say,
powder on us,
fresh
like you
out
do
the
not
pot.
say that.
I didn't say anything. I was like, look, just let it rock. Let it rock.
My bad.
Let it rock.
Because that's what I think threw it off. You say I'm out the gumbo, but you in the roux. Ain't the roux
you know
in
what
the
he
gumbo?
I'm fresh out the gumbo, still deep in the root.
It's still in my soul.
Yeah,
You know what
it's
I'm
still in
saying?
me. I still
See,
got
that's
the
how I
dog.
took
I
it.
come from out of the mixture of this shit.
But it's
Fresh
always
out the
gonna be
porch.
with me. Even if I get
But I'm still in
out,
the thick of it.
it's still with me.
I'm still deep in
My
this
dog
shit.
said New Orleans with me everywhere. The real is in me
Exactly.
everywhere. I can get out the gumbo and I'm still gonna be deep in the roux, or at
deep
least
in
the
the
roux
game.
gonna be deep in me.
me.
Stop playing with my dog.
That was
You heard
very
me?
inspirational.
Anyway, so on to the show, man. As always, we start with the starter section. That's where we get into certain little headlines that was happening in the social media streets, the news, and whatnot. We're gonna just have a few of those today because we got some things to talk about. We got a lot of shit to talk about. After the starter section, we get into that bats nerd out moments. Well, my partners let me blur it out for just a moment. We talk about some nerdy shit for just a bit. After that bats nerd out moment, we get into that ETOUFEE
Of the day.
where the fellas get into some real shit.
Real shit.
That's when we be deep in the gumbo and deep in the motherfucking roux. You hear me? After that ETOUFEE today, we get into that. No, huh?
Bitch, I know you lie.
Well, you know, we look around the world and look at random crazy shit that's happening in America where y'all be outside of our bubble. But inside of our bubble, we be running about that dose of NOLA'MURICA.
Which is your friendly reminder of just where we be at and what we be doing
Yeah.
inside of our little bubble.
You hear me? In our gumbo pot, you feel me?
You feel me.
After all that, we get into that sports.
Sports. Fuck yeah.
It gets longer and longer each and every time.
It's so like 80s hair metal. I fucking love it.
No,
I really like it.
Some of the
That's what she said. Word.
sports highlight. Well, we about to shine light on some motherfuckers killing in sports. Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go. And then we might throw a hero highlight in. I don't know. I don't got one really. I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all got some heroes?
I was
I always got a hero.
I can be your hero,
Always
baby.
got a hero.
He does not have one. But if we were to have a hero highlight, that would be the section where I don't say this part.
All right, the hero highlight. Well, we take time to shine light on someone who's doing good in a world of pure D fuckery.
Fuckery.
All
Types of
fuckery.
Then we gonna holler at you the next couple of couplers. You heard me? You feel me? Let's get it because we about to cut these adwise and we gonna just jump into that starter section. Let's go.
Let's go.
Lying about how much you had made. Rumors and shit that you handmade. Would you buy this if I sold that? Hey, what the hell is my soul at? The American need for American green is America's greed. That's the American dream. Black America too busy chasing white American dreams. But we sleep, so let's everybody eat and repeat. Work, where the fuck the cheese? Where the mozzarella at? Tell me where it be. Work, yeah, I'm a fiend. Sex, money, greed. Give me what I need. Where the fuck the cheese? Where the mozzarella at? Tell me where it be.
So first off in the starter section, I didn't get to talk about how I got a free ticket to the Super Bowl, huh?
No.
Well, one of these people in the starter section, I'm gonna make a segue to, and it's gonna make sense. So, I signed some NDAs and shit, so I can't say the specifics of what my gig is at the Super Bowl. But it's not a gig at the Super Bowl. I'ma just say a famous colleague hit me up and was like, "I got a gig for you." And next thing you know, I'm at halftime performance rehearsals with Kendrick Lamar and SZA, and I'm looking like, whoa, this halftime show about to go so fucking hard. Now I can't talk about what I saw, of course, but one thing I can say, SZA fine as fucking person. SZA looks so fucking good. And, oh my God. When I saw her, I was like, oh, that's SZA. Yeah.
Her name is SZA. Yeah.
Oh God. Like
SZA-ling.
bro, I can't front, you feel me? I was like, yo. And I wasn't even starstruck. I just thought she was fine as fuck.
Yeah, she fine.
I was low-key starstruck when I saw Kendrick because I didn't expect to see him now. I was like, oh shit, he really here for rehearsals. Yo, you hear me? And I was like, man.
True to the craft.
Meanwhile, like while I'm seeing like Kendrick like a couple feet away from me, my brother Trey hit me up trying to debate me about Kendrick and Drake. And I'm like, this is so weird that I'm defending Kendrick Lamar to my brother on Facebook while I'm looking at Kendrick Lamar 2 seats away. Like when I see a surreal moment, that was a surreal moment. You feel me?
That's how Kendrick know the spirit was good.
I walked up to my holler at them. I was like, yo, I just told him congratulations, man. Keep pushing, man, because, you know, you be doing your thing. You're inspiring. And I wanted to get a picture, but I thought that might be weird, so I just chilled for a second. I might try another day.
Good move.
Yeah, man.
That's all.
But no, because no, wait, truthful, no. The moment I saw him, I could have got a picture because everything was over. Nobody cut me, so I'm just chilling because, you know, I can't say what I'm doing, but like everybody else got cut except for like crew, but crew all had something to do. It's like they forgot I was even fucking there, so I'm just like, do I sign out? What do I do? I'm just hanging back. So it's like, you know, he just does SZA there, Dave Frieda. And I got to really see what Dave Free be doing, dog. He be putting in work. Like you could just see when they say he creative director, I see how he creative director. You feel me? Like legitimately. But like, yeah, man, it's gonna be a fire performance. I already see that.
For anybody who is going to guess, I'm just gonna say something wild so he can say, yeah, he's probably stripping. He'll be stripping at.
You think I'll be stripping?
He'll be stripping at the Super Bowl.
It's a Super Bowl. That's a bad guess. It's family friendly.
P Valley at the Super Bowl, y'all.
It's definitely a family show.
It's family show.
Yeah, sure. It was
If
when
I
that titty
remember
popped out,
correctly, the first time I saw Janet Jackson's titty was on the Super Bowl.
And then she got banned.
Not the point.
but yeah.
Titty at the Super Bowl.
I mean,
Hashtag Super Bowl titty.
Also, I learned, I gained a whole nother, even though I already had respect for this craft, it was like a refreshing respect for it. Cause again, you know, like, you know, all the arts, we all like fans of all the arts, you feel me? And like, I got to see like the dancers up close and how they deal with and how they rock. And it was just like beautiful just seeing their little dancer innuendos and like the inside dancer jargon. I don't know what the fuck they say, but they know what they talking about. And just seeing like, it's just beautiful, like being it up close, seeing like, the beauty of how in sync they were and how that shit is just so fire on the eyes when you see everybody at once still flowing but still have their own personality while doing the same shit. And like it's such a, like you feel it. You know what I'm saying? I was having to talk with a friend earlier about how like the visual artist usually is like wows me the most when it comes to crafts that's not what we do, because I'm like, how the fuck do you have the patience to do that? You know what I'm saying? But like when you watch the dancers go, it's like you feel it. Like they giving energy. It's like and it looks cathartic. Even when after they've rehearsed like 50 times, you still feel a certain like, yeah. So yeah, shouts out to the dancers. They're about to eat like a motherfucker.
I'll just say this as somebody who used to kind of sort of dance. I had the hard shut up.
I hope you felt that lean in, because it's going to be a close up. Keep going. The people at home couldn't see that. But when he said that, AlphaJo leaned in.
It's been a minute, but I still have the technique, goddammit.
Still soft on the toes.
Shit. But the one thing that I had the biggest issue with, and hopefully none of them did, was my facial features, because I look madder than a motherfucker dancing.
Nah, these people
angry as fuck.
These
like,
are
what is wrong with
professional
you, sir?
dancers, so you ain't gonna have no face issues, and they would have made the cut. Because even the choreographer, like, she wasn't playing with them. Like, it was
most of the time the
they do not
very high energy, very very strict.
I'm looking at something and it's cold. Nope. She's like, that was not it. I was like, oh, it's not my craft. Let me just watch. You feel me? But
I used to be a dancer too, you know, hard up or whatever. So I mean, you know, I've done a lot of dancing and, you know, live performances also. first, bro. Like either they're super nice or they're all the way fucking left field. You know, like
Low key like directors.
Divas.
There's no middle ground with them at all.
I'm putting the baddest heifers on the floor. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I met a few dancing teachers, and them motherfuckers is they are serious. They're like, you know, like theater teachers. They throwing chairs and shit.
Yeah. Shoes, water bottles.
But yeah, the first thing on the starter section is the Grammys, man. The Grammys was yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
I watched the Grammys for the first time all the way through in years. And huh? Not since Will Smith, fuck out of here. But Will Smith was there, trippy enough. And I made a joke.
The Oscars. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, because I made a joke. I was like, well, Will can't come back to the Oscars, but he could come to the Grammys.
Damn it.
And they let him come. He spoke, you know, rest in peace, Quincy Jones. So he spoke on Quincy Jones because, you know, that's who produced The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And Janelle Monáe had a fire-ass Michael Jackson freaking not Billie Jean. What was it?
It's no, she did Don't Stop Till You
Don't
Get
Stop
Enough.
Till You Get Enough.
Yeah.
But she wore the Billie Jean fit.
Yeah.
Which
You
is
feel
kind of
me?
natural to what she normally wears on her slick.
Not no more.
Well, not anymore. But
Yeah, that was that. It was like a throwback. She used to wear that back in the day, but nah, you know, Janelle done got sexy over the past year. She's sexy, Mexi.
She had the glove.
But no, she didn't have the glove, I don't
I
think.
don't think he had the glove in that video.
I don't think she wore the glove, but she ate that whole thing. And but like what was amazing was it was black as hell, bro. Like Doechii won best rap album. Shouts out to Doechii.
Third time a woman ever do that.
Yep, third ever besides Cardi and Lauren, bro. So she made history winning best rap album, and that's what's up. The Alligator Bites joint go hard. Shouts out to Tank and the Bangers, New Orleans own.
Hometown team, the
Shout
hero
out to
highlight
Tank
for
and the
me.
Bangers.
She won like was it the poetry album, best spoken word
Yeah,
poetry
spoken
album?
word.
You heard me? John Baptiste won the award.
3.
He won 3.
Sick. That's pretty sick.
Shouts out to New Orleans, you feel me? I probably should have left that section for No Dose of Nola. Who else? I know there's 2 big ones, but I'm trying to think of anybody else before I get to the big motherfuckers.
I think Josh Kalin and them were on a project with one of those gospel artists.
Real.
That got a Grammy.
Shouts out. Rhapsody. She like underground hip hop artist who should get a lot more shine. Rhapsody won a freaking Grammy, so that's insane. But like, you know, the big ones were Kendrick Lamar winning record of the year, song of the year, rap performance of the year, video of the year. He won 5 fucking Grammys off one song, and that's breaking its own record. Like no song has done that. 5 off of one. That many Grammys for one song because his album didn't drop in time to be part of the Grammy, so that's gonna be next year. But like Not Like Us was in time, and that's like the first diss song to win a Grammy too.
Yeah.
And
another time he makes history.
Bro, he just keeps making history.
He earned it.
Bro,
Drake just
somewhere Drake is sobbing heavily.
Kendrick just opened his mouth.
Somebody
go hand him a Grammy right now.
Into a martini. No, Cosmopolitan. See, he seems like the nigga who drinks Cosmopolitans.
You think he drink Cosmos?
Yeah, something like what he said. Like he drinks something that's like highly not what you would typically think a manly man would drink. He drinks something. I forgot what it was, but it's something. You gonna make me look it up. But yeah, it was so trippy when Kendrick won, and one of them times they play Not Like Us in the background, and everybody in the Grammys audience hit A minor.
It's funny because most of them are messing with A minors.
That's tough.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying though that's all your musical. That's your musical peers, and all of them in there are rapping. White, black, everybody, old, young. They in that bitch rapping the fuck you Drake song. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
as Drake, you gotta like hate America.
He's in Australia right now on tour, so hey.
You gotta hate America. You gotta hate the art of the Grammys. Like what it represents. You gotta be like, you know what? Fuck everybody. Like that's cold blooded. The whole audience, bro.
The whole
of all
audience.
race and all age of people.
And all fames. We talking Beyonce, Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, who used to be shooting at when she was underage. Like, dude, it was just wild. I was like, because I was surprised I was surprised at one song of the year. So I'm like, oh shit, so y'all really okay. And I found out the difference between record of the year and song of the year. Because I was like, he won record of the year and song of the year. What's the fucking difference? One of them is to the rapper, the performance of the rapper and such, and the other one is to the songwriters if there were any. So since he wrote his own shit, he got both. Right quick.
Nigga said, listen, the song was dope, and whoever wrote the song was dope.
It was you? It was all right. Bang bang.
Done it again.
You feel me? And the other big news from the Grammys, besides
Queen.
Kendrick, Besides Kendrick Lamar, I'm trying to think if there's anything else about Kendrick Lamar's When Did I Want to Touch. I think that was it. But yeah, oh no, and he was wearing what they call a Canadian tuxedo.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
So that was the mini shot at Drake.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
it was
is
a jean
Canadian
fit,
tuxedo?
all jean fit.
Oh,
What'd you say, D?
What's a Canadian tuxedo?
all denim, everything.
If you were,
Jacket,
all
jeans,
they call
shirt.
that's called
Regular
a
commercial.
That's what that's called?
That's called a Canadian tuxedo. And if you have a cowboy, and if you have cowboy boots and a cowboy hat, they call it a Texan or a cowboy tuxedo. I think it's a Texas tuxedo. And that's hilarious
Probably have a
because
little bit more with that, like a little thing on the thing.
they just said cowboy boots and cowboy hat makes it a Texas tuxedo. And the hilarious part that makes it a double entendre is Drake is from Canada and he has American residence in Texas.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a double whammy with him wearing that to accept this award. Because he didn't mention Drake not once in his acceptance speeches at all.
No, he should.
Right.
He
No.
should not.
I'm not saying that as if he should. I'm saying that as in good, great, because that makes it even better that I'm
We all know.
I'm dissing you.
Like,
Well, and I'm
not
still
saying a word.
you feel me? So that just was hilarious to see. Shouts out to Kendrick
Each
Lamar.
and every time, if you decide to put a clip in here, the one clip you should put is like the one from The Simpsons, where like Homer's like beating up the Hamburglar, and there's one kid that goes, "Stop! He's already dead."
Very much so, and it's not going to be over for a while. It seems because we still have the Super Bowl. And shouts out to Kendrick Lamar for being a real comfortable dude. Like when I hollered at him, he was like, "Man, preach!" Like he reacted as if he's not Kendrick Lamar, and that's the best way you're supposed to react. You feel me? But like you were saying, Joe. Also, Queen B,
The
Beyonce.
All right, Sasha Fierce, Renaissance. All right.
You got any more? B-Day, Lemonade, Me, Myself, and I, girl.
I thought that was going to chime in a little bit.
Actually, I'm not that well versed in Beyonce's albums.
Don't talk anymore.
Well,
I'll just have to wait until we walk outside and somebody comes and picks me up and puts me in
Cowboy
a fucking trunk.
motherfucking Carter, Lawrence.
Cowboy Carter won
love that album.
Best Country Album, which produced the new meme and produced like Beyonce was legitimately shocked.
This ain't Texas.
It was hilarious seeing her react because the Country Music Awards like ripped her like just shat on her.
She been like part of the country community has been neglecting her or denying her or.
They've been shitting on her. They've been
Just
giving her a lot of
giving her
flack
all
because
the
she's
BS.
Beyonce coming into country. And a lot of people have been trying to get people to understand that part of her whole movement for making a country album was what she did was to put the black artists on and to retake, because country music come from black people. You feel me?
Exactly.
Black people make country music. So it should not be weird for a black girl to be singing country and y'all trying to kick her out of shit that's ours. And the beauty of what Beyonce did when she came over to country music was she put on so many black country artists. Shabuzi was not known like that till Beyonce stamped that ass.
A lot of them wasn't known
Adele
like that.
Tanner blew to another degree. Like so many people blew off of her opening that door, and it shouldn't have to be in a door she need to open because again, y'all ostracizing her as if that's not our fucking music. So that's a word for that when you read something. I can't think of the word, but whatever it is, man. So she was legitimately shocked that she won Best Country Album, and
Y'all fuck with me like that?
bro, that was a look. That was a look. She looked.
Funny as hell.
No.
Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, y'all got your mind right.
She was like, "They said Beyonce." You hear me? But then
Y'all finally got your fucking mind right.
But the one that's the really y'all finally got your fucking mind right is the like watching Denzel get his Oscar type shit. It's like she's been chasing this album of the year for years.
Yeah.
And she's had a few contenders that really should have won. Like not
Yeah.
every one of them should have won, but a good two of them back in the day. I say a great two
Y'all should have won.
should have won for real, and she got snubbed on some white girl shit. So to see her not only win Country Album of the Year, but she won Album of the Year, and to see everybody in the audience, like everybody was in on this joke to know that it's like it's like when Leo didn't win the Oscar for the longest. It'd be like, what the fuck? How the fuck Leo didn't win the Oscar? It's the same thing. Beyonce should have won Album of the Year many times before, so it was beautiful to see her get that moment and to see her peers cheer her on and be like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so
Because
proud.
if I'm not mistaken, I'll come with the facts.
people that was
She's the first black woman to ever win Best Country Album.
Yep.
Period.
That is true.
Yes.
Ever.
That is factual.
Ever, yeah.
And of course,
Actual
when
and
she
factual.
won Album of the Year, she's the first black person since Lauryn Hill to no.
Outkast? What Outkast win the album there? Did they win that year?
No, black woman. Black woman.
Black woman, okay.
I'm thinking it's Lauryn Hill since 1999.
Singing wise,
He said album of the year. That's everything.
Album of the year.
Album of the year.
Yeah, that's period.
I'm about to say they didn't have no singers that won album of the year that was black.
He's saying Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
I'm saying black women. I'm
Black
saying
women. I don't know those
Might
stats,
be,
so I
man.
won't pretend
I
to
don't
know. It
know.
might be. I don't know. Google it. We got our phones and shit. But yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
My family was there. Jay-Z was there. Blue Ivy was there.
Yep.
The twins. I didn't see the twins.
No, no, it was just Blue Ivy and Jay-Z,
I'm about
dog.
to say,
That was the
I
only
ain't
one
gonna
that
lie
was
like that. I ain't see my niece and nephew.
Yeah, man. But like, nah, I actually watched the Grammys top to bottom. I even was putting on some new artists, and they were even fun. At this dude, damn, I can't think of his name now, but he did a somersault off the goddamn piano, and his song went hard. He was giving me Freddie Mercury vibes, but he went hard. That this nigga I was calling the Trailer Park CeeLo Green. What's his name?
Teddy Swims.
He went hard. I fuck with him. I fuck with Teddy. Teddy went hard.
Trailer Park.
What's your girl?
CeeLo
This chick won Chaperone.
Chapel Rowan.
Chaperone.
Yeah.
She went hard. She had a great performance as well.
She nice with it though.
Yeah, and she won Best New Artist. There's a couple of people I was put on that I never heard of before.
I like Sabrina Carpenter.
Nope, it was since Outkast. Outkast won in 2000.
But you said black woman. That's what I said. Outkast.
Yeah.
Remember, I said Outkast. You said specifically black woman. So who's the last black woman?
It was I'm going past 2007, and it's still Lauryn Hill.
So it's Lauryn Hill. We're gonna say it's Lauryn Hill for now. What nigga was saying? I liked a lot of new artists that I was putting on, just watching it. Something that you said, what was it? I just said
Sabrina
something.
Carpenter.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah, she's pretty cool.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, I like her, honestly. I think she's a likable person. I was almost in a movie with her, funny enough.
Really?
Yeah. This movie it was called Emergency. I could speak on it now. I don't know if I spoke on this before, but it's a movie called Emergency that at the time I was shooting Ptolemy Gray, and the casting director that booked me for both those situations said, they was going to work everything out and they was going to make sure that the days did not conflict, and the fucking days conflicted. And Ptolemy Gray was like, well, he's on the third episode of our joint, so we're not budgeting our days. So Emergency replaced me. And I was supposed to be the big brother of that dude, RJ Kyler. I was supposed to be his big brother in that movie. And I was so fucking mad, dog. And she's also in that movie. It's one of the movies that's one of her first movies, because apparently like she a Disney girl or some shit. But who had the performance of the night for me was Doechii. Her performance, and oh goodness, it's like watching musical theater. Anytime she's on that stage, it's like watching musical theater, bro. She telling a story, she having costume changes, she having characters, like bro, like that. She the one. Her. She's gonna be Big ups to Doechii for real. Because even when I'm thinking back of performances, hers, like even the people in the audience was like, what the fuck? Wow. And she just had a segment, because there was these segments where it was like having all of the best new artists have maybe 5 minutes each or some shit. So it wasn't even like her 8 to 9, 10 minute set. It was really like you in the midst of this, and even in them however many minutes, she ate. Like she stole the freaking show. And she fine as hell. Oh my God.
I might have to go back and check it out now.
Oh God, Doechii, girl, you do something to me.
I had never heard of it before.
Oh man, get into Doechii, bro. She
Doechii,
that next one up, and she part of TDE. TDE is eating, bro. They got the squad right now. Next up in the starter section, man.
Yep. And before we move on, she is the first black woman to win in 25 years, because the last person was Lauryn Hill. 25 years.
So, ASAP Rocky is on trial.
Stupid ass nigga.
What did he do?
What?
Shooting a nigga
He shot somebody.
Yeah,
on camera.
and
He killed him.
no, nigga alive. The nigga's heavily ratting because it didn't like pierce him. It like ricocheted on some shit. But he's for the trauma and for the attempt.
I was about to say, you're going to hit him for attempted murder, right?
Yeah, and he and it's one of his friends, him and one of his partners, ASAP Relly, was having an argument. ASAP Relly was mad at him, I guess, for not breaking bread or some shit. They have the argument, and ASAP pull a gun on him and say, "Bro, I'll fucking kill you. Stop coming at me like that." And then they friend break him up, and ASAP walk off. He leave the situation. Then the nigga come behind him, like still trying to keep the situation going. So this, I guess, blew ASAP Rocky, and it's still stupid to do, bro. You're like you worth too much. You have too much on the line to be doing dumb nigga shit. But like, yeah. So then allegedly, we'll say he shot at him or shot towards whatever, attempted whatever the fuck, and he didn't apparently hit him directly. I think it scraped something. He got hit, but it wasn't like You know what I mean?
In
But
the main place.
it wasn't in no real place. He didn't even go to the hospital. He was able to walk home.
Grazed.
Yeah, he was grazed. He was grazed by something. And he was able to get home, and he ran home or whatever, and he came back and got the cartridges and then gave the cartridges that was left over to the police and ratted on him. And now it's this big trial, and ASAP is facing like 20 years. And they was warning him. They say they gave him a plea of basically
17 months.
Yeah, and a bunch of community service and some fines and shit. And he didn't want that on his record. He like, nah, I'm innocent. I'm going for it. And I'm just like, bro,
They got him on camera though.
Yeah, kinda.
That's
So
dumb.
why is he going for it?
Because they didn't got him in 4K like that.
They ain't got him in full 4K. There's still
Got him
some.
blurry.
They got
It's
some.
still questionable. He's claiming self-defense.
I don't know what angle his lawyer's going for right now. The only thing I heard was something about it being a BB gun or some shit, or some that it wasn't
man.
something. But what you saying?
Somebody got grazed and nobody even got shot in the booty hole.
And the fact is,
I
a
mean,
semi-automatic.
this is
It's
some dumb
It's a semi-automatic. So you already know that comes with its own weight.
shit. Yeah.
Well,
But
They have a
still,
switch on it or something?
nobody got shot in the booty
Yeah,
hole.
that's-
I mean,
Where was he?
what's the
Where
big
was he?
deal?
Was he in New York when this happened?
Just happened in L.A.
Oh, that's even tougher. That's
Yeah,
another tough place.
L.A.
tough
crazy,
laws.
right?
Well, hope the best for you, dog. If not,
you gotta live with your decisions.
Rihanna gonna move on, I believe, dog.
Commissary's
I
gonna
don't
be
know
full for a
her.
little bit. Shit.
I don't know her, but I know it's gonna be hard for her to support a nigga that might do 20 years.
Gotcha.
So from what I'm seeing, they trying to say that
But I
really.
hope you get out. I hope you really don't. I hope you beat that case because that's fucked up. Because your partner did come at you again. You shouldn't have shot at the nigga, but he did come at you again. That he told him to get the fuck on. And what a bitch ass nigga not to get shot and go get the police involved. What a pussy ass nigga. You ain't ASAP nothing, boy. You need to get knocked off ASAP.
He only saying that because, again, if you're a civilian, you got the civilian rules that you live by. But if you're trying to claim that you a gangster in any kind of way, when you do ungangster moves, then nigga gon' say shit like what Joe just said. I was trying to make that very clear. It's not like we're not in the street. So if you shoot at me, I'm telling. You shoot me,
But
nigga.
what is ASAP though? Like, is that like supposed to be a gang like that?
Well, it's like
Where they
it's a
be
clique.
they be doing shit like that, or is it just a fucking group of guys that call themselves ASAP? Because if they not gangster like that, for real,
It's more
then
like niggas that's from the gang. That
Well,
want
stop.
something different.
Don't rap about that shit then. And then go pick up shell cases and give it to the cops. That's all I'm saying. Don't rap like you that hard ass.
they be rapping about like shooting.
Really
niggas and
did.
shit and like rapping niggas and shit.
Rocky
I
don't
mean,
much.
Robin-
Well, no, Rocky doing a slick too.
Rocky-
Yep.
But also Rocky done time and all that.
Yeah, Rocky do. Yes, they do. I'm gonna say yes, they do. D. They do. They do. You feel me? I had to think about some of these bars. But Rocky defense. One of his defenses is they try to say that nigga planted them 9mm shells. Because again, he gave it to the police. He disrupted the crime scene. So he tried to say that nigga, he made that up. And he tried to say he had a starter gun. What the fuck?
What?
Let me see this right quick. Yeah, but apparently there's some holes that your boy said some contradicting shit. This happened 3 hours ago. I was going up a story that was over the last week. Apparently there's some new developments where they got some holes in homie's story, but we'll get to that another time. But my whole deal,
My nigga ASAP Rocky
I'm afraid for dude because it's like, dog, like
just got these kids.
that's a big jump. Like they offered you basically a year, and most of it's gonna be time served type shit. So I understand you didn't want a felony on your record because that might fuck with your business. Maybe that's most likely what it is. But it's like, dog, even if I had to do 1 year in jail versus 20, that's the max. Because even the judge was saying, you do know that this is the only deal you gonna get, and we don't care if Rihanna your significant other. Like Judge Strait was like, you sure you don't want to take this? I'm like, oh, that judge scared for him too. Like that judge, like, yeah,
But the lawyer said we got you, dog.
got him.
The lawyer said we got you. The lawyer said we can beat this shit. Now when the lawyer know they can't beat it, they'll let you take their plea deal. They'll advise it.
Maybe they can beat
But
it.
they
But
feel like they can beat that shit. We about to Young Thug this. We about to get him out of this. We about to drag him out of this.
like ASAP, you stupid though. Like you shouldn't
Yeah,
be in
this
that
is fucking
fucking
dumb.
situation in the first place. Like
You should not be in that
you
situation.
shouldn't even be in the situation from get go. Like
You're married to a billionaire. You have 2 really young kids.
How old
shouldn't
was this
be-
video?
You shouldn't be.
Something like last year or something
You
like that.
shouldn't be trying to shoot
you
motherfuckers.
shouldn't be doing that.
And then your
Man,
partner,
listen, niggas, man, fuck that nigga. He ain't my partner. That's why I had to put a piece on him.
you shouldn't be pulling a piece on anybody.
You're right.
At your stage of the game,
You should not be having to pull guns on people.
I ain't even saying you can't have nobody else do it. You just shouldn't be getting your hands dirty. You hear me?
should not be doing it. So now you got to go to court.
And you dug your hole. Next up, commercial airlines, a commercial flight,
Okay.
and a freaking military helicopter crash into each other. Lawrence, what you talking about?
Okie dokie. So first,
No, hold up. I want to say this. Apparently, there's been like 6 plane-related issues, whether it's crashes, whether it's explosions on the tarp, whether it's like, it's been going down. And Donald Trump is blaming DEI. What in the world?
Okie dokie. So, aviation-wise, of course, our hearts go out to everybody who was on that American Airlines flight. That was 1591 coming from Wichita, Kansas. Shout out to the people who were on the flight, and of course the crew.
Someone's knocking on my door. Somebody expecting somebody?
No.
Keep it running. Close the point.
Anyway, the one thing I have to say when it comes to that is that it's jarring, real jarring, because this is not, like I said, it's been a smooth like almost 20 years since a major American airline has ever had an issue like that. And here's my question. There is the crew that was on there, the flight attendant, the first officer on the American Airlines flight were both white. According to the other people with the last sort of, information that they've released, the people on the Black Hawk helicopter were both white. So how is this our fault? I'm a little confused about that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not, right? I just wonder, like, what the actual mistake was that caused that. Like, how did that even come? Like, how did y'all crash? Like, y'all the military in a commercial airline crash? Like, that is hard to do, I feel like, right?
That just seems weird.
Yeah, it's really strange.
It doesn't make sense that, especially with Black Hawk helicopters, you've got to be very, like, and unfortunately, like I said, they were coming on approach or whatever, and the Black Hawk clipped them, and they, of course, lost control and ended up in the Potomac. As somebody who has worked in the airline industry previously, that's some jarring shit, because a lot of us don't think about that. Because as of right now, as we are talking, there are literally hundreds of planes in the sky right now. I was there for 5 years. I probably boarded and deboarded hundreds and hundreds of planes. You never really think about that shit. My heart goes out to any person in the aviation industry who have to get on those flights again. Because that's got to be that's got to be really psychologically jarring for not just the people at that airline, at American, but everybody in the airline industry. Because the truth of the matter is, all of them are really interconnected. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you may not know anybody if you work at Southwest, and you may not know anybody that you personally work with at American or wherever, but they hop on planes to get where they need to go at any point in time.
So is this the DC plane crash you're talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about
So, there's the Philadelphia plane crash.
Yeah, that was, of course, a Learjet that slammed into a neighborhood.
The fuck?
Which, I mean, again, it's jarring. It has happened before. It actually happened here back in 1981. Pan Am flight went up, crashed in Kenner. But it's jarring. And this is not counting all of the issues that, like, airline manufacturers, like people like and Boeing, were having issues as well. A door flew off, a window flew off. People almost got sucked out of said window.
Is the Philadelphia the one with the 6 Mexicans?
No, that had 60. That had almost 70 people on that flight.
The Philadelphia one?
Yeah, not the Philadelphia one. The Philadelphia one was
6 people was on board.
Yeah, a medical flight.
See what I'm saying? All these plane
Travel.
situations. Yeah, because there's these 6 Mexican people that was coming to treat somebody at a hospital or something.
Yeah, that's
So that
that's
must
the
be it, then.
Philadelphia.
That's the
flight.
Philadelphia one, right?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
Philadelphia.
And they died after treating the person. And that was just trippy with all the talk going on.
They went and flew back.
Yeah, it's like it's in again. There's a launch. You got to move your car. Just saying, the lady outside says you blocking her driveway.
Okie dokie. So I'll go ahead and do that. Don't talk about DEI until I get back.
Damn, that was literally about to be the next thing out my mouth.
Keep on going because I have words.
I know. I figure you got words.
What is my rule?
Huh?
I can while you're talking.
Definitely while I'm talking.
Okay, yeah. All right, bet.
Man, this nigga Lawrence better be all day with that shit.
I mean, what we supposed to do? That lady came bamming on the door, tripping.
I know.
She was tripping.
No, she wasn't. She was nice about it, but
You could tell.
She was like,
She's a
what
little
dumbass black man.
not really mad. Cause she was honest. I must say, no, that lady was honestly like polite about it. But when I was like, hey, yo, cause I felt like, okay, Key not on camera, so Key could go ahead and move his and ain't nothing. But I knew Lawrence was talking. It's his expertise cause he worked in the airline industry and shit. So I was like, man, you think we get like 30 minutes before the other one got to get moved? And she was like, nah, cause like the tail end of his car blocking my driveway. So I might hit him if I try to get in. And I was like, gotta eat it. Gotta eat it. Gotta eat it. And she was like, thank you, my baby. I ain't mean to bang on your door. Like, you know what I mean? She was cool. Like, she was a polite old black lady. What was supposed to see?
Just polite but adamant. Like, you need to move this shit, my baby.
All right. So let's talk about DEI.
So it's very wild that Donald Trump is blaming these plane crashes on
Niggers.
on the DEI,
Oh, shit.
on DEI, saying that obviously since Biden administration let diversity, and I like that meme that said, see, when you say DEI, it's a very easy way to other it, but no, say what you're saying. DEI stands for what? Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yep.
So when you say you're against diversity, equity, and inclusion, please tell me which one you're against. You're against diversity, you're racist. You're against equity, you're racist and sexist. Well, diversity is sexist too and homophobic. You're against inclusion, like it's easy for you to say DEI, but DEI is not supposed to be a bad fucking thing. We need DEI to balance the fucking scales, and it's so hilarious that most of the people that benefit from DEI are white women. Y'all dumbasses voted for Trump. And his ass is trying to cancel a situation that keep y'all employed more than anybody else. I think they say like black women are like number 7 on that, and black men are like number 6 or something like that. Like we're not even at the top 3 that get benefits from DEI. But y'all want to use that as a dog whistle for racism and homophobia and all this other shit.
White folks forget that they make a majority of the country.
They forget it a lot.
Dog, because
lot.
like when it comes to
Jesus.
welfare,
Them,
when it comes to
food stamps, them,
WIC,
them.
fucking government assistance with unemployment.
Our influence is just so major that we come across larger than we are.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So when y'all be riding them waves against black people, y'all not understand that we're like 13, 14%.
That's why we always
The Hispanic community is bigger than us now. You
Yeah.
feel me? Y'all so worried about riding on the 13, 14 when y'all are like 60, 65.
not for long.
Not for long. That's what y'all scared of. But still, so it is wild when y'all be cutting these programs and these things that help y'all. It's insane. So yeah, Donald Trump ass talking about it's because of the DEI hires that they weren't intelligent enough to fly the planes and the helicopters right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and
The fuck?
cut
Full of
that shit
DUIs, talking
right
about
now.
DEIs.
Again,
Stupid
as some. Damn it.
You heard that nigga. He slipped it in. That's what made me laugh. He slipped that bitch in.
Here's the thing.
Throw that bitch in there like a dart.
I'm going to just say this. First off, as someone who worked in aviation for a smooth half of a decade, the large majority of pilots are white men. The large majority.
Like 95%.
95 or 96%. You're actually not that far off statistically. That's one. Two,
I used to fuck with a
I
pilot.
get so fucking tired of people acting. Damn it, I'm not pressing the button.
And she was in that 0.1% of black pilots.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Anyway, shit. The other thing that is more frustrating about this is when people think DEI, it also shows how truly racist they are, is because they have this mindset that people are hiring people just because they are black, just because they are gay, just because X, Y, and just because they don't have the credentials for it. They honestly think that because when they think the DI, they think niggers anyway. I mean, because and they think that our brains are inferior anyway. So
not even taking in the true context is we got to work double hard and know double the shit to even qualify most of the time. What you saying, Joe?
DEI is the new affirmative action.
Yeah, they do the same thing over and over again.
That whole process of thought of thinking about you only got here because affirmative action is what DEI is.
And here's also the crazy thing.
And when it's really them, the motherfuckers that get on because you're a white man or because you related to such and such, they be y'all niggas.
I mean, they get on through nepotism. And 100%.
Here's the funny thing.
And whiteness.
Do you know how many checks and balances and backups and fail-safes there are when it comes to flying planes in this fucking country? There's a reason that there was not an accident on a major airline in almost 20 years prior to that.
Well, let's switch it because I think he's more blaming the helicopter flyer, and that's even trippier because you know how much fucking training you got to get to drive to fly military helicopters,
military cars, shit.
So you're undermining your own military by trying to say that it's the DEI's fault that people died.
I mean, but at the end of the day, niggers.
Diversity, equity, inclusion.
Niggers, that's what they think. DEI
niggas and the gays.
Niggers and homos.
Gay niggas, nigga gays. Anything more on this, man?
Man, fuck Trump.
We're going to talk about Trump more later because he has a lot.
I mean, as far as the DEI thing, but like, he hilarious, dog. Like, the fact that he was just like, oh man, DEI. And the fact that Elon Musk said something about DEI a year ago and talked about how
that nigga said it would take an airplane crashing for this DEI. Well, he said he spelled it DIE policies to change, and people been bringing that shit up. That's why I just looked up on my phone. That boy said it will take an airplane crashing and killing hundreds of people for them to change this crazy policy of DIE. Mm-hmm. That's what that boy tweeted.
Conspiracy theorist now.
That's what that boy tweeted.
But him and Elon, Trump and Elon, they boys. You know what I'm saying? They thick as thieves. Did you not see the Hitler sign? You dig,
bro?
They come from the same cloth.
I feel like that's later in the show.
I forgot about him doing the Hitler sign, so that's gonna get added to the list. But no, has a lot of issues right now.
He did the Hitler sign.
Elon Musk did the Hitler sign. Germany is not fucking with that boy right now.
Well, because if you do that in Germany, it's an arrestable and jailable offense.
Yeah,
Germany said straight up,
does not play that.
Germany said you could dress that shit how y'all want to America, but a Nazi sign is a Nazi sign is a Nazi sign. All right, that's a Nazi salute, and we don't give a fuck how you say whatever you say about it. We ain't fucking with that shit. And that shit is...
Y'all ain't taking us back.
Fucking right, but Germany did a lot to get out that shit, bro. I mean, they on this whole other thing now. They on a whole other kick with that shit.
What's wild is...
You know how broke Germany been for a minute? They had to build up again, like for the...
But what I hear about Germany, funny enough, is they one of the most least racist spots. Even given the fact that they have such a racist past with all the crazy shit with Hitler, modern Germany, of course, the black people that gonna have probably certain types of issues, but like by comparison, you would think that Germany is just like this hateful place, and it's like, nah, niggas nice over there.
Before Adolf Hitler, you dig, and even before the First War, Jews were deep in Germany. You dig?
I think we gotta say Jewish people.
We do?
Yeah, I don't think we. I think that's like slurish to just call them Jews now.
Jews.
Just say Jewish.
Jewish people.
The Jewish people.
There you go.
All right.
He looked me right in the eyes and said it sincerely again.
Because it's like...
You suck. Keep going, nigga.
I mean...
I want to repeat it, but I don't want to repeat it. But I think hit that bitch. Go ahead.
20 for the blacks. The Jews and the blacks.
Oh, good God.
That was the starter section, ladies and gentlemen. We gonna just push down. We just push it. We push it. We push it. Fuck this. Nope. 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 Nope.
Oh my Lord.
Oh God. We get into that bats. Nerd out moment.
Thank you, Jesus.
Let's do the movies. 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 Let's do the movies.
All right, so
Let's clean this shit up.
Anthony Mackie got in trouble recently
Oh, damn, Anthony.
because he was talking about that he was on a press run for Captain America, and basically was saying that all the
Make Daddy a sandwich.
make daddy a sandwich.
Make daddy a sandwich.
Yeah.
Remember we said that on Whitney Williams?
Yeah, I saw that.
Who said that?
Anthony Mackie.
Wait, what?
What?
I don't remember this.
This
You know,
was years.
No.
I'm pretty sure it's.
You gotta do your
Make
research,
Daddy a
dog.
sandwich. Make Daddy
You
a
gonna make Daddy a sandwich.
Can that be the title of the show?
Make daddy a
Make daddy
sandwich
sandwich.
might wind up being the title of this episode, because that just threw me off.
That boy was on Whitney Williams, dog, and she was asking that boy a question about like, if, what should something about what a woman.
Some like relationships,
Yeah.
dating or something like that. You know, just
He
you know,
said,
all-
like, I
all
want
the
her to do
shit.
this, and if I ask her to make me a sandwich, she go there and make Daddy a sandwich. And Wendy was like, ain't that kind of sexist? And he was like, if I'm protecting and a burglar come in and he come and try to break into the house and I'm the one put my life on the line, then after all that, what you think? You go and make Daddy a sandwich.
Bro, Anthony Mackie said he's such a controversial New Orleans figure, dog. And this man just cracks me the fuck up. You feel me? Because again, like, a lot of our city don't rock with him because of different interactions.
Yeah, they have different, you know.
He don't take pictures with nobody, for one. Like, if you ask for nobody, kids included.
I
Like,
fucking take pictures with no fucking.
I ain't
body.
taking pictures with nobody. If you disturb him, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta put $1,000.
Son would like
You
a
gotta
picture.
put-
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
You better come to the Marvel shoot for this shit.
And people, I don't know, just people have so many anecdotal stories. Like, I know so many people personally that have these Anthony Mackie stories. I've seen people on Facebook have these anecdotal stories. If I say anything positive about Anthony Mackie, somebody's coming under, because it's the thing. I was in this movie Synchronic with Anthony Mackie, and like, he was mad cool. Even on the set, like, he was like one of those, like, he's one of them leads that make everybody on set feel good. You feel me? He rock with everybody. He's just like, you know, he was funny. He was cool. And anytime I see him after the fact, like, he don't always remember me off top, but if I be like Synchronic, he be like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So he like, with me, he always been cool. Yeah. So me, I ain't got nothing bad to say about him, even though I'm going to respect the fact that I've heard many a story about this nigga. So you're
Okay.
I met Anthony and we turned up at Barcadia together. I done been to the man's house. I know a lot of his family. You dig? Like, I had been to his house. I had to clean up his house for like a baby shower.
So with him, with Joe might be. I don't want, but I already know. I'm trying to tell you, if this clip come out, I want it to be known that me and Joe's stories might be isolated. I don't know, motherfuckers, because they be coming for me because when I say positive things, dog, they come. I remember one. I can't say his name, but one very prominent figure in the city that I would say off camera. You feel me? Came at my neck. He was like, "What you mean, Bats?
Brother, what?
You cannot denounce everybody else that been interacting with that nigga for all these years and try to give him a fucking rope, nigga. No,
He try to ghost and gaslight us, nigga.
Yo, he was mad. My nigga was mad. I respect this nigga. That's why I can't say his name. But he was mad at me, dog. So I was like,
Don't you
bro.
ever bring that nigga name up. Don't you ever.
Okay.
Nigga probably shit up jaws.
Just saying,
Because I have not met Anthony Mackie, but I feel like he's just kind of a socially awkward and antisocial person. So a motherfucker running up on me who, no matter who I am, is gonna no, leave me alone.
But what's funny is if you come up to him with not trying to get nothing from him, he's a personable motherfucker. Like I've seen people be like, "Hey, what's going on, Anthony?" Be like, "Hey, what's up?" It's just when you be like, "Let me get a picture."
Can I get something? I'm on my fucking lunch break.
What that's bro?
Bad Santa.
Oh yeah.
He hit that bitch. He hit that bitch. That's the energy. That's the energy. That's the energy.
And like I said, I've seen anecdotal of, he was rude and he was all of that, but not something overtly malicious. Not somebody saying, "Yeah, I saw Anthony Mackie and he kicked me in the crotch and then they slapped my girl booty afterwards." That would be a very interesting thing to see if he were to just
Captain America doing that. That would be because we got to remember.
kicking somebody in the
We got to
crotch
remember
and
he's
slapping
still
the girl.
Captain America
Yeah.
now, and that's the only caveat I have. Is like he don't take pictures with nobody, even kids, because that's the thing that they got mad at him went viral a couple years ago. These little kids wanted his picture
Man,
with
I'm Black Captain America. You know what I'm
it was black kids. Nigga. It was a black kid.
Take a
fuck?
picture with your fucking ass.
Fuck them kids.
Nigga, you think I'm a hero?
And I'm like, that's my only thing is if I know that I'm speaking for me. I can't speak for him. Mr. Mackie, Anthony, do your thing. I ain't hating it because again, they're already about to tear us up because it's gonna seem like we give Anthony Mackie rope, and in the city,
we meet right.
they're gonna be mad at us. But I will say this, man. Like if I know I'm playing a superhero, I'll at least take pictures with the kids. Now your mama can't be in the picture too. No, it's only me and Lil
Your
Man.
mama better be in the picture.
No, because I think the reason he don't take pictures with people is because of like weird reactions or weird
Yeah.
shit like that
I can
people
see
tried
that.
to catch him slipping on. So
Yeah.
I understand. And if he take it with one person, mama, that's gonna be the sneaky way that dads and moms gonna try to get pictures with him. He ain't trying to take pictures with you. Take it with my kid, and I'm in it too. Like no, nigga. Like you know what I'm saying?
Me and my boy Papa Doc.
You feel me though? Do it.
Tupac.
I would do it for the kids because again, especially little black boys. You're a black Captain America. Let the little black kids get pictures with you. That's what I would be. That would be my. If I were him, if I would no, I'm not gonna say if I were him. If I were Captain America or any superhero, that's what I would be if I was against pictures. But currently, me, I take pictures of any fucking body, man, woman, child, animal. You can take pictures with bats.
Want to take a picture with your dog? Give it a.
What's that? But
I don't want to take no.
what he actually, but yeah, so he on his press tour, and he said they were speaking about Captain America as a protagonist, and he said he's a man of honor, dignity, and integrity, and that such qualities did not currently fully represent America, but I think they've been misquoting him here because he didn't even say fully represent America. He said something like, and those aren't only representative of of America, like. I remember, like, when you watch the way he says it in a way where, yeah, he's saying that, but he said it smoother, even though he is saying basically, nah, America don't rep these things. I'm saying, and like, if I remember right, the way he was trying to say it was that brand of integrity, honor, and such is not only for America, because he was on a press tour out the country. So I think he was trying to make it connect with, oh, no, the Captain America and you, Guatemala. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he was trying to be like, that's not just an American thing to have, but it came across like, oh, yeah, America don't be like this. Fuck that. Even though
Well, I mean,
I think undercurrently he was, but then he had to come back and clean it up and say, I'm proud to be American because at least I know I'm free.
I'm free.
And God bless those who died, who said that.
I ain't see no racism.
They gotta stand up next to you.
No.
Defender
No.
of love and care.
Like,
Now
we do
hear
another-
me say, God bless the U.S. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't want to Lee Greenwood any fucking money. Fuck that hoe.
But no, on some real shit, he did say, like, I like, he said it without saying it, but they caught it real fast. They tried to flame his ass. So you trying to say you're Captain America, you're not American? You trying to say you have something against America? You're Captain America. You're supposed to be blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, yo,
Bitch, I'm black.
This
Yes.
the black Captain America, nigga. And even on his series, that's what his series was about. I'm the black Captain America, and America's different from me as a black man. So me even rocking that flag like that, nigga.
Nigga, boy, I can see it right now. Captain America come down there trying to save the day. It's a nigger.
I don't want to be saved by you, nigga, America. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, like.
That boy coming up about to say this. What's
Somebody
wrong, little
help
Becky? Get your dirty black ass away from me.
Somebody help, my boat is sinking.
Was white Captain America busy?
You're not my Captain America.
That was the storyline. That was in the comics. That was the whole thing. Not my Captain America. And ironically enough, that transferred into real life because when they did the black Captain America storyline with Anthony Mackie, when he first was cast, them white boys was going, not my cap, blah, 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 blah. Like, so it's so funny how
We need to
art
see
and
his
life.
long form birth certificate.
Because, dog, let me tell you something, dog. Even though it's written in the comics, when a white character has established a character in society, when black folks take in the character in any kind of form, they get so much negative feedback, no matter how well done the character is played and how true it's stuck to the comics.
Oh, yeah, they lose their shit.
And that's just the fucking sadness of a motherfucker that hate. And they hate because, like you said, we the minority, but yet we make majority of what pops for you motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. And they hate that, man.
They hate that.
And they hate that.
They hate that, dog.
But
They got mental issues. They just need therapy.
They need exorcisms, man.
They need an
but they got
ass whooping.
demons. Yeah, they got demons in them.
They need all that. You feel me? Because sometimes I be thinking about, they was talking about how, like, we have trauma that's still in our DNA from even back to slavery time. That's a concept that they speak on. Well, if we have generational trauma, then they got generational evil. You can't tell me that some of that DNA didn't swap over to, or some of that evil shit the ancestors was on. And I feel like the responsible white person of today should acknowledge that and unpack their shit. Because I don't hate white people, but again, there's certain white people that need to unpack their shit, and they got a lot of shit they need to fucking see. And if you can't even see that in 2025, then you are the problem.
Yeah, if you understand anything, I think you should definitely understand that the both the slave and the slave master were both victims. Like, they both got fucked up mentally.
That's a very strong word to give them, D.
Institution. I'm not giving anybody anything. Like, I'm not excusing anything. But just the institution of slavery, like, screwed up everybody. Like, nobody came out.
They're not okay. Here's the nuance I'll throw in what you're saying, because I fundamentally cannot give a slave master a title of victim. But
what about the white woman?
But the descendants of the slave masters are victims of the system of whiteness in that way. I can say that. You feel me? Like how they love to say, well, I wasn't even alive then, but you're still benefiting. So in one way, you are still the colonizer because you benefiting what your evil ass ancestors did, but you're still a victim in a way because you technically didn't directly do what they did.
And you got a lot of like subconscious thoughts about, other races too.
That didn't come from you directly. That was built in and baked into the system that your people did. So I'll never call your people victims ever. But I can say the modern white person in a way is it's a double-edged thing because you still are colonizers, bitches. But
it's double-edged.
There's a victim in there too.
Well, yeah, and like I said, don't nobody hate no white people. We hate white supremacy.
Whiteness.
Whitey.
I'll just say that white supremacy is the main issue. If you down with white supremacy and you white, fuck you. But if not, I mean, you have to unpack that shit.
But here's the issue. But here's the issue too with them, because that's the one of the reasons why I hesitate to ever give them the victim word, because they so often think we're victimizing them, and in no way can we victimize the majority as a minority, you bitches. You are victimized by the system. You're not victimized by us. Because they like to be like, well, reverse racism. They like to do shit as if, no, nigga, no, that's not, no, that don't fly.
Again, I could call you Snow Roach all day long.
Wow.
Most times I will call you Snow Roach and Bleach Demon.
That's
and
different.
Bleach Demon. Let's not forget Bleach Demon. But at the end of the day, me calling you Snow Roach.
Clear rocks.
I like Bleach Demon.
Bleach Demon.
Wait, pause, Lawrence. There is an ongoing list of these terms on TikTok. They're in the hundreds.
Wow,
it's hilarious. But keep going.
My personal favorite, cum cricket.
There's so many. There's so many. It's so many.
But at the end of the day, me calling you Snow Roach, Bleach Demon, or cum cricket is not going to keep you from getting a job. It's not going to keep you from getting housing. It's not going to disenfranchise your life in any way. You calling me a nigga is rooted in that. So it's not the same. And everything
that comes with the concept and your perspective of seeing me as a nigga is what continues the cycle going. That's what they don't understand. It's not just you calling me a nigga. It's the fact that you and your perspective believe everything that comes with that tag of nigga. That means your community believes that shit. That means people around you believe that shit, which will bleed into which will bleed into all the things that you named and why that's a fucking problem. What you saying?
Not only is your belief, but then like a belief becomes your works. Then it becomes your voting power. Then it becomes the way of life that you see fit for a motherfucker. You gotta understand, dog. It's not too long ago, nigga had us in 3/5. You know what I mean? That's less than a fucking human being. That's 3/5 of a person.
And that's what I'm saying when I'm saying the concept that comes with the perspective of nigga. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Your value system definitely determines all of that.
Because as a white person, why would you even want to say it? That's what kills me when they be fighting to say the shit. There should be something internally in you that shouldn't even want to say it. And the fact that you do unpack some shit. I don't give a fuck if it's in a rap song. Fuck you. Don't fight me to say that word around me, nigga. Fuck. Last up in the Bats Nerd Out moment. No, it's not last up. I got two short ones. One, the Michael Jackson movie is in jeopardy. Antoine Fuqua has apparently made an amazing film, but the state does not want him to get into the pedophile allegations. And Fuqua was saying, I'm trying to tell an objective story, win, lose, or draw. And we saying from cradle to the grave, I can't show this story and ignore that entire section. So it's halted. It's halted because of that.
They're at a standstill right now. They're at a stalemate.
That might not even come out then.
He might, unless Fuqua decides to reshoot that section into something else, or tame it, or they got to find some middle ground. Because I don't think
innocent, and that's it.
I mean, I don't think Fuqua as an artist is gonna not have that in the movie at all. You can't tell the Michael Jackson story and ignore that completely. Exactly. Now, how they gonna play it is how they play it.
Right? How you gonna play it?
Now, apparently, how they play it in the movie, the state is uncomfortable. So I don't know.
Like, I bet you the fuck they are.
You're leaving room for doubt.
Here's what I find interesting. Now, we all remember that trash-ass VH1 movie where Flex played Michael Jackson.
Gave an Oscar award-winning performance.
Never watched it. Refused.
Oh, him and that. Yeah, but in that
You said you saw it, Devin?
No, I didn't.
You seen the memes, though?
I saw the memes.
Yeah, same.
I never watched that movie.
Memes are tough.
Never had an interest.
I did see the full movie.
Of course you did.
And it looks all of ridiculous as it's that picture. It gets weird. It gets really fucking weird. But they addressed the allegations from '93 in the film. There is scenes of him suggesting that they're taking pictures of him where they were trying to identify his penis and shit. So it was so
my balls.
What is in this movie that went farther than that? Because apparently the estate doesn't have an issue acknowledging that those allegations came about.
What I'm seeing is not the acknowledgement. I'm gonna have to go look at the details again, but it's something specifically in
scene with a little boy.
No, it's not
like a glass of wine.
It's some it's some conversation. It's from what I remember.
It says grape juice, but we can all see that this is
Bubbles did it.
on the wall.
It has something to do with how the settlement came about, if I remember right.
Oh,
so whatever the details about how it was settled, somewhere in that conversation or the details of that in that scene, they ain't fucking with. Whatever the details of that is.
Just pay them off.
Some kind of detail that
I don't want to deal with this in court anymore.
Speculate.
They check my penis and my scrotum.
Oh God!
Pay them off.
Jesus.
Where's Caesar?
Oh, we're going to hell.
I didn't say nothing.
Neither did I, but
I just chuckled.
he's
Sometimes you get tired of that shit.
he is driving the bus to hell.
He.
Moving forward.
Dad jokes, man. You gotta love them. Last up in the Bats Nerd Out moment. Let me have a wrestling moment for 1 second, bro. Like when we was growing up watching wrestling and shit, I'm gonna speak for myself because I'm the big wrestling fan. When I was growing up watching wrestling, man, like the pay-per-views was very unpredictable and shit. And one pay-per-view I used to love was the Royal Rumble because like as a bunch of niggas getting in, you gotta throw everybody out and the nigga that's last get the world title shot at WrestleMania. And that used to be one of the most fun matches to watch, especially growing up because you honestly didn't know who it was going to be. Now, in recent years, the storyline be kind of pointing to an obvious decision. Like, every time, people like, it's going to most likely between this person and that person. And, like, if you've been watching wrestling long enough, you usually going to be right. This year, though, they brought me back to my childhood because, again, for the wrestling people that know what we're talking about, everybody thought it was going to be CM Punk this year or Roman Reigns. That was the main two. You had a possible dark horse with Sami Zayn. You had Seth Rollins out here trying to spoil everything. But at the end of the day, you thought it was going to be CM Punk or Roman fucking Reigns. They even had this huge promo exchange between CM Punk and the now champion Cody Rhodes that lit the internet on fire because it felt so real. So we thinking, oh, we definitely going to get CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. That means CM Punk has to win the Royal Rumble. But here, no, another dark horse close was John Cena. John Cena is his last year in the game. And John Cena he's tied with Ric Flair winning the most world titles, 16 apiece. So people have always wanted John Cena to just break that record before he finally retired. So his whole deal was, I'm going to win the Royal Rumble so I could break the record, and I'm going to just retire after I break that fucking record. If I win the Royal Rumble and I win the title of WrestleMania, I'm going to go off on top. I'm going to go up, breaking this record. So again, John Cena was also one to watch. So it's either going to be CM Punk, Roman Reigns, maybe John Cena. But I had in the back of my mind, maybe not John Cena, because they kept on marketing and advertising him for the next pay-per-view, which is Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber is a pay-per-view right before WrestleMania, which allows another opportunity for, there's two different brands. One brand got a world title, another brand got a world title. Whoever wins that Royal Rumble going to choose one world title, which means this pay-per-view Elimination Chamber lets the other world title get a number one contender. So when they started advertising John Cena for that, I was like, John Cena probably going to lose the Royal Rumble and win that, and then he's still going to probably get his title shot to try to break the record. So, yeah. So when you get down to it, nigga, everybody that you thought was going to win got eliminated. It got down to Jey Uso. Jey Uso is Roman Reigns' little cousin. Very popular superstar right now. On fire. But nobody thought he was going. He just lost the title shot against Gunther. So nobody thought he was going to win. Again, on fire. Merchandise selling. We love Jay. But he was like the darkest of dark horses in nobody's radar. Yeah. Nigga, it came down to Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Drew McIntyre. No, Drew McIntyre got eliminated. So Roman and Seth CM Punk took out Roman and Seth. I was like, damn, Roman and Seth gone. Now, the big deal with that is Seth and Roman got this huge history, and Seth came in the Royal Rumble, said, I'm going to get rid of you, CM Punk, because I hate you. He do in real life. I'm going to get rid of you, Roman, because I hate you. He only does a storyline. They best friends in real life. Either way it goes, you watching them three. So when CM Punk eliminated Seth and Roman, be like, oh shit, CM Punk about to win. And then Logan Paul, of all people, I forgot to mention he was in the match. Yes, Logan Paul, the brother of the nigga that just fought Mike Tyson.
Why won't they go away?
Because Logan Paul's an excellent wrestler. This is the perfect place for him to be wrestling. He's a great bad guy. Everyone hates him. He gets some of the loudest boos. He's actually good in this choreographed sport. He's great. He's great. So when he eliminated CM Punk, we like, what the fuck? So CM Punk, Seth, and Roman gone. It left Cena, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso. So a part of us like, is Logan Paul going to win this? We don't want Logan Paul. Nope, he got eliminated. So it came down to Jey Uso, Roman Reigns' little cousin that just got really popular, and John fucking Cena.
Wow. That was the last two?
That was the last two.
Oh,
and Jay got John Cena. That was the ultimate passing of the torch. He threw John Cena out, shocking the wrestling world. And it's just amazing to see, bro. Like I said, it took me back to childhood. I'm watching that because, again, sometimes the obvious choice is the right choice for a story. But they just, they said, nope.
It's like, nah,
we going left.
We gonna make this shit like it was never scripted.
That's how I felt. It was beautiful. Because again, you don't want to watch a movie and always know how it's going to end.
Right.
You hear me? So us going in as wrestling fans, a lot of times it's like a multiple choice ending, but we still know what's possible and what's plausible. He wasn't on nobody's radar. That was amazing. Shouts out to Jey Uso.
Nice.
And that was Bats. Nerd out moments,
bitch.
So now it's time to get into that etouffee
of the day. Let's get deep.
It also told me trust had a word us in it, but it also have the suffix of lust in it. And honestly, I'm not looking for the I in team because, baby, I'm a player. Yep, you heard right. I'm just a player in this game called life. So when I'm shooting for the stars, I make my aim precise. But believing in shooting stars, it's sort of stupid. Would you believe in love if Cupid shot drugs and oozes? And as I turn to the local news, I can see their confusion. They broadcasting their cooking shows on how the Lakers losing while sipping their orange juice.
Orange juice.
They sipping their orange juice. Yeah, but Mike Brown got gunned down in the middle of his town, and Trayvon's killer still hanging around, but they sipping the orange juice.
Orange juice.
They sipping the orange juice.
All right. So for today's etouffee of the day,
help us, Jesus.
DJ Academics got us some controversy recently.
This fuck nigga. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And, he has a very dicey history in a bunch of ways, but he's been, hip-hop's biggest media personality.
Bitch.
hip hop's biggest media personality, voted by Complex or whatnot for the last couple years or whatever. Very much super Drake fan, glorified Drake's mouthpiece.
Meat rider.
Very much a Drake meat rider. And he often finds himself in trouble, but like a cockroach, he finds his way out them situations.
Like any worm does.
His most recent situation,
motherfucker.
His most recent situation was he was in a Discord with this 15-year-old Palestinian boy. And
1 and 2.
I'm about to say,
he was 15. Well, I knew he was 15, but I didn't know he was Palestinian.
Yeah, so the little boy named he was 15 years old. And, he's known as a video game streamer, and he's been on the streams for a few years because his mom died, I believe, his background, and his dad moved him to Malaysia. He don't speak the language there, so he got heavy in streaming because he was able to make friends across the world that he could talk to because he can't talk to nobody where he at apparently. Oh. And through that, he got tight with this other big streamer named Blackboy Max, and that he let Blackboy Max let him be his moderator, so he could get the little boy some money and some friends and shit, and he became a semi, little doing his little thing. So they be in different discords, and through Blackboy Max is how he met Academics and all these other big streamers and such. So they're in 2 different discords is what I found out. These separate conversations happen, and anybody that's in that online culture of shit talk, there's a lot of shit talk that happens that's in regular speech is totally inappropriate, but in that world they facilitate a lot of that
shit posting,
that shit that they tell each other crazy shit. White boys say the N-word shit. They they talk a lot of whatever. So in the spirit of that is where that shit seemed like it was coming from. Even though I'm not giving any excuses, I'm just trying to give the totality of what this is. He's in the little boy wanted to play Fortnite online with Academics and some other grown ass men. And let me tell you, I believe Academics is like 35 years old.
Nothing wrong with playing
say?
Games.
No, I didn't say anything was wrong with playing games. I'm saying what's about to come. It's very interesting.
What did he say? As
a 35-year-old man, for you to be saying this to this little boy, you know what I'm saying? So, in that spirit of, I guess they often shit talk each other and say wild shit to each other. Academics and some of these other guys in the room was basically trying to be like, hey, would you smash Blackboy Mac's sister? Little boy, like, she's 18, that'll be grooming. You trying to catch a case, you trying to get me on the case. This 50-year-old boy saying, no, that's grooming. And he's like, they're like, so who cares, man? It's not on you. Would you fuck her? He's saying if would you fuck Blackboy Max? Would you let a man inside you? They were saying all kind of crazy shit to his little boy, and the little boy is trying to tell him, hey, yo, chill, yo. Like, what the fuck, man? I'm 15, yo. Like, the little boy has most sense in the room in the discords
than grown ass niggas.
Than grown ass niggas. And your boy DJ Academics tried to play this off as nigga. We be seeing him as a little bro. We look at him.
Joking with bro, man.
We just joking with bro. We just trolling with bro. But nigga, 1, that's not your bro. 2, that's still inappropriate to talk to a 15-year-old about. And 3, you're 35 years old. That's why I'm like,
stupid motherfucker, you're online. It's not a private conversation you're having.
Even if it's a private conversation, you shouldn't be having those kind of conversations with 15-year-olds. You feel me? Even if you have a conversation with your 15-year-old little brother in your 30s, there's a way that you're supposed to be talking to your little brother. That's not what you let a man inside you, or not saying we about to send a bunch of strippers to you. And it's not just him. This is all them saying different things, but he was co-signing all of it type shit. And he definitely said the shit about fucking Blackboy Max sister. He definitely said, would you let a man inside you? But like, some of these things I remember, and I don't remember specifically if he said it all. There's other niggas that said other shit. So this is viral all over the internet right now. So this is not even news at the point that you're seeing this video here in this podcast, because again, you type in DJ Academics on YouTube, there's non-stop reports of niggas tearing him a new one for essentially, like, because there's nothing to, he wasn't even taking his lick. At first he was trying to defend it. This is little bro, we was trolling. He trolls back, but you need to understand, it's not grooming because it wasn't a little girl. And that's the topic that I want to circle for us today. The concept of, he's not taking in that just because you wasn't trying to shoot your shot at trying to have sex with some underage girl, that does not mean that it would not be considered grooming by trying to push an underage boy to want to have sex, let alone have sex with somebody older, let alone, you know what I mean? Like, that's not that is also considered grooming if you if you having an adult sexual conversation with an underage kid trying to pressure them to do some shit that they even tell you that they're not into. Like, that's he missed that.
Textbook.
But there is a truth in the fact of a lot of us grew up with these older heads doing that shit. even if they wasn't as vulgar as academics was, there's a version of that being a little boy growing up that is very normalized. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times it's so normalized that we won't even see, we have our own blind spots to it, but I just got a text, but like there's certain markers that we need to circle, because one thing I was going through like my therapy and shit, this concept of unpacking like why is like it's very normal to teach little boys that our male identity, our masculinity is tied to our sexual prowess. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so many times an old head will be teaching you like, get them notches on your belt, how many chicks you could fuck. You know what I mean? The expectation for us to be these like sexual gods in bed, or else we're less than. You know what I mean? There's so many things that get taught and pushed in little boys' heads that shouldn't be. And that's where you create a nigga like DJ Academics thinking this, because he kept on saying, I'm having a man-to-man conversation. And everybody's like, that's a boy. But he just could not wrap his mind around it because of how he was raised. So I got a couple questions I want to ask y'all, and just, let's shoot the shit on.
Okay.
The first one, I'm going to throw it to y'all. I'm going to answer, we're going to go like this. I'm going to answer the first one last and the last one first. So it's going to go this way, and then back this way type shit. You know what I'm saying?
So which way is it going first?
So this first one going to Lawrence first.
Swoop.
You feel me? It's going to go down the list.
Going the other way. Okay.
All right, so the first question.
Sorry.
The first question I got, and some of these are questions I came up with myself. Some of these questions we got to thank good old ChatGPT.
Love a good AI.
Love it when it's working for us.
Love Ellen Iverson.
So the first question is, what messages did you receive growing up about what it means to be a real man? And where did those messages come from?
All right. So let's go here. Mine is more of, first of all, it was a different sort of thing, because when I was 12, my dad passed away. So I was going with like male folks, like my uncles and like my uncles and my cousins. And it was always sort of along that line. You be on these hoes? You been on these hoes? How many hoes you got? You still a virgin? And it's usually from uncles, cousins, in that same sort of way. But it's a little different for me, because while I like hoes, I also like niggas.
I also like bros.
Yeah.
You like the hoes and the bros.
Just
not your bros.
And
call them the bros.
And who knows?
And the who knows. Keep going, Lars.
Anyway, shit. But that's the difference. But even within that, there is, I'll just say, there is still that contingent of you have to be fucking. You got to be fucking as much as you can. Life is short, so fuck anything and everything. And love was not necessarily a thing going on. It's like you need to be on these holes. So, like I said, mine's a little different, because a lot of that, you need to have sexual prowess. That translates over on the queer side too, because there are a lot of motherfuckers who will be, how do I say this? Just let it out. Be digging down niggas out here knowing good and well that they feel like that makes them more of a man. But there's deeper shit than that. So I'm just going to...
You talking about that top bottom shit?
Yeah.
But that's more into your adulthood. But like, I think they talking about as a kid, like what was pushed on you when it came to that? So you saying get these hoes. Mm-hmm. So it was like, fuck your queer side. That's even more problematic, really.
At childhood, ain't nobody knew that shit.
Right.
And I wasn't freely open with that fucking information, because I knew what was coming if I was freely open with that information.
Right.
So it was do what you do, with the caveat, just don't bring no babies home. So 15, 16, that was always do what you do.
But if you riding that dick, Lawrence, you definitely ain't bringing no babies home.
Lawrence slinging that dick. What you talking about?
Wow. Can we stop having conversations about my dick on this show, please?
That be you. It be him, though. He bring up his dick in his asshole.
Okay, can we?
We never ever talked about my asshole.
Okay, not your asshole, but your dick.
Let's get into these people that's supposed to have molded us.
But even still, like that's pretty messed up off top. That what you said was you had to hide the gay shit, basically.
Yeah.
And that's not the environment either. That should be the norm. It should be pretty normal because sex ed should not just be straight sex ed. I've often felt that way.
I had sex ed that was taught by the Catholic Church. So needless to say, there's no such thing as there was no such thing as gay shit in sex ed.
Bro.
I mean, there was, but it always ended with "you'll burn in hell forever." So,
as you do,
like I said, that was only like one paragraph.
That's a bullshit.
Underneath, if you masturbate, you'll burn in hell forever too.
Possibly.
Like I said, I mean, at this point, fit me for the gasoline draws either way. But moving on.
You had to make it about your draws, huh?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Freaky ass nigga. D. The question is, what messages did you receive growing up about what it means to be a real man, and where did those messages come from?
Well, when I was growing up, my family culture and my school culture was completely different from that. Like, in fact, it was the complete opposite. I learned how to be a man from my uncles. Like Lawrence, I didn't grow up with my dad. You know, he wasn't there. But I had lots of father figures via my two uncles and my grandfather. And our family culture, they were very very modest men and very sexually tempered. So it was never about you got to be fucking these hoes. The extent of that is they would ask me if I even had a girlfriend. Something, you got a girlfriend? Yeah, no. All right, cool, blah, blah, blah. But it was nothing ever about was I fucking on them or anything like that. Fortunately. My mom, who I talked to the most, I mean, we all lived in the same house. So my mom was a single mother, but I didn't grow up in that kind of household because it was me, both of my uncles, grandmother, grandfather, and my aunt. So I had a lot of different influences growing up. And they were all very, very modest people. Like, it wasn't anything like that.
Let me pause you for a second, because the question is not specifically from your family.
Well, no, I was getting to that.
Yeah, they say, what messages did you receive while growing up?
Well, here that comes. So those kind of messages that we tend to hear, I started getting those messages more from my peer group who grew up under different circumstances. So it really wasn't many grown men in my life that were pushing that part of the culture on me, but it came way more from my peers who got influenced by those kinds of guys. But fortunately, my family culture was thick enough to counteract all of that. So it's like I knew the difference. I was like, okay, I was raised to be like this, but a bunch of my friends, you know, they be out here
batting bitches
or whatever. Yeah, so it's like I could see the contrast or whatever. But I mean, it was more of just something that I knew how some dudes were, you know. But I just couldn't really relate to it. And I was a shy kid too, so I mean, going around trying to be fucking all these girls, I was kind of like, you know, like I was a hopeless romantic, you know, when I was young. So I didn't really get like a whole lot of that. Like my sexual recklessness didn't come until like very late high school, college.
But it came.
It came though. Yeah. So that was my experience. I was just raised different.
I got a question. Mm-hmm. Now, we all
Wait,
know,
pause. I want to say something real quick.
Yeah.
Maybe not that different. You know what I'm saying? What you saying?
But
Yeah.
as someone who has worked in the areas of like cheerleading and gymnastics, seriously, y'all, if you've seen him like do that shit, it's wild to see. But gymnastics, dance like that.
Now fix your face. He ain't saying he did that. He talking about Devin. He made a look when he started talking. I don't want the camera to read that wrong. He on your ass tonight, Lord.
Obviously.
Right.
Fuck.
I ain't never seen you tumble.
We seen him tumble, but not what you talking about.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Do you feel like some of those areas, especially like us growing up in the 90s, people kind of relegated that area to quote unquote girly shit? Did you feel like you had to counteract something, or feel like you had to be more masculine to counteract, like, oh, he's in dance and he's in gymnastics, maybe he's you know
and cheerleading?
That is a very, very good and interesting question, and the answer is because we all were coming up in the 90s. You know how the fuck it was.
Homophobic as hell.
Super homophobic. Like,
mixing the fucking headphones.
Yeah, like you couldn't really experiment with too much shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But at that time, I did kind of find myself always making sure to let niggas know that I will fuck you up, even though I'm doing cheer and gym and all that shit. But I mean, you had to. You had to, because what were you going to do? You going to let them beat your ass? Like, I ain't going to just let y'all push me around.
Or clown my ass. Or
clown
give me shit every day.
Like, I got to do something. Yeah. So, it was just a part of the game, for that time. Should it have been like that? No, but I mean, fuck. I ain't no bitch neither. Like,
But it's still interesting that your journey took you to that.
Yeah, right.
Now, that's what's different.
Yeah.
The fact that you was a black boy in New Orleans took a natural interest. Gymnastics to a degree, but a lot of the black boys be flipping, but that you committed to cheer.
Yeah.
That was the thing where you was really like,
because I
fuck them niggas.
I just wanted to tumble. Like, I was very focused on tumbling. Like,
so most spots don't have gymnastics, but they had cheering, so you was getting your gymnastics through.
Yeah, I just had to get my fix.
Yeah.
Because I had just started getting really good at it in like the 7th and the 8th grade. I didn't want to just drop it. Like, I was like that and dancing, break dancing and tumbling. Like, I just had to fucking do it. And so when I got to Redeemer, I wasn't really sure how I was going to do it, because they had gymnastics there, but it didn't start until after Christmas.
Yeah.
So like the first whole half of the year, I would have been fucking bored. But then one of the cheerleaders like heard I could tumble, and she was like, look, you could do cheer and tumble. I was like, okay, cool. Like, if I can tumble, let me fucking do that shit. Like, I wasn't even really thinking about the fact that I was cheering until I put on a uniform, and I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. I'm a fucking cheerleader.
I'm a cheerleader, yeah. Now, one end, you closer to the girls, so that shouldn't even be like, what I'm saying? Right. But a lot of niggas don't be saying that shit like that. Come on, now.
And I mean, honestly though, like, you got me thinking about it. I haven't thought about this in a long ass time. Like, the whole you gay shit, like, that only happened for a very brief moment. I remember the first football game, we was in the 9th grade, and that was the first time people ever saw me tumble. And after they saw me tumble, like, everybody was like, dog, like, that shit was tight, blah, blah, blah. Like, all the fucking niggas and everything.
So they respected the skill at the end of the
day. So they fucking respected the shit still, which is also very interesting for that time period, too. Yeah. So, like, I can't say it was all fucked up.
But also the culture of that school.
Also culture in New Orleans, man. Like, we're a special city. Like, Jubilee had niggas fucking twerking in the video, and it wasn't like really looked at that too bad.
Depends on the niggas you talking about.
It just depends on.
Because again, what's going? Because when I'm saying the culture of the school, because what's going to be accepted at Redeemer ain't going to necessarily be accepted at Kennedy.
That is very true.
True.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying.
The intelligence level is also a little different.
It's the culture of the school. You know what I'm saying? The culture of the school, like because you went to that's a private school too.
That was a private school.
As you know, so you was blessed in that way that you know what I mean. You would think that because again, they still got ignorant motherfuckers at private schools. Don't get it twisted.
What?
But I know I know the ignorance level where some of our other schools can eclipse it.
Yeah, no. It did, because like we had our shit, but it was nothing like no comparison.
We're gonna get to more of that, Joe. Yeah. What messages did you receive growing up of what it means to be a real man, and where those messages come from?
I got time to be a real nigga. I ain't got time to be no real man.
Here we go.
You know, we in the trenches.
Here we go, Joe. Here we go, Joe.
I be in these trenches in these streets. Nigga ain't had to worry time about no female. Nigga had to worry about getting his money.
This nigga been saying female. Keep going.
Nah, on some real shit, dog. My story is very similar to Devin's, dog. I grew up with a bunch of old heads. They never talked about getting a bunch of women. They always talked about how to treat a woman, though. You know what I'm saying? Or how to keep some money in your pocket and keep a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they ain't never ever came and taught me anything from my family to the old niggas in the neighborhood. Never came to me on some like, oh yeah, you need to have a whole ton of women. That's what makes a man. It was like D said, niggas in my neighborhood who grew up with that kind of shit. And usually half the time, the niggas that they learned it from was niggas that didn't get no bitches. So it was like, you know, but but they had other things. They had power. They had, you know, some other shit going on with them, you know, or they were just older. And so niggas just used to ride with that. But it was always my peers. It was never nobody in my older than me that forced it on me. And if it was somebody that was older, it was people that wasn't that much older. You know what I mean? It was like like if I was like 10, these niggas like 13.
Yeah, like 13, 14.
You know what I mean? Yeah. They don't really know too much better, dog. It wasn't no motherfucker like in their 20s like, hey, this is what you need to have. And honestly, the niggas that if they did was dating multiple women, they didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? It was just a solid thing. Like, oh, like that nigga just, you know, he with Mrs. Such and Such now. And he with Mrs. Such and Such the next day. But he never not want to say, I need to get a bunch of women, that's what makes a man. It was just something that man got. And usually it was the baddest women that most men that get a lot of women is usually the baddest women they get. That nigga, that's what niggas draw that attraction of like, oh, I want to have a lot of women. But that whole notion of teaching motherfuckers they need a lot of women, man, I don't know where that shit come from and who be spreading that shit, but it don't come to my front though.
I mean, I definitely know where that shit come from, and I definitely know who be spreading it. But it's very interesting that we got fixated on that aspect of the question. The question is still pretty, a bit more can be broader because a bunch of things come to mind when I think about like, you know, what we get taught, where I got taught to be a real man and whatnot.
Oh,
and
well, if you want to go the whole respect like
I mean, it was a question. You know what I mean?
Shit, I got taught to be a real man. I'm just like, all right. So if I had to say to be taught what a real man is, I'll give you 3 things, dog. A man has to keep his word. A man has to always be in control of his emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in control of himself. A man has that, you know, that's what a man is, a man who controls the room. And a man is a man who does every right when no one else does it and understand wrong when everyone else does it.
Is that specifically for a man?
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, that seemed like good people.
That's just
the last one would be like,
that's just necessarily a noble human being. Anybody can have those traits.
I will also add this. I think it's obvious, right? But I'm gonna still say it.
A penis.
Shut the fuck up.
Every time. Man, stop this dude, right?
The button is smoking.
Stop this man.
What's up, D?
Nah. We most definitely were influenced.
And these days, that's not even the truth, bro. You could be a man without a penis, but continue, bro.
We were influenced, whether we wanted to be or not, very much by music, television.
True.
You know.
Oh, we get into the media part of these questions.
Like there's like a big media part of it also. So you know, there's that.
And the media,
and for our Gen Z babies, I just want to let you know that titties were everywhere in the 90s. You missed something.
And we ain't get to the media part.
Titties
I think that's
to the left, titties to the right.
Yeah, titties was
just
but
so much titty you just don't know what.
But they could just look up a titty in the palm of their hands now. So again, what we talking about?
In the palm of one hand.
Either way it go, like, you know. But like I think I got a question coming up about the media, but like that is old heads imprinting on us. When you listen to them older niggas, especially them rappers, Real Lives grip on hip hop, that's older niggas telling us what a real nigga is, what a you know, so et cetera. So that's infecting. Yeah. But like, yeah, like, see, cause when I looked at that question, I looked at the side that we was kind of low key fixating on of like,
I mean, cause it's tied to academics.
What?
Like you said this question right after we talked about academics and then what he said with the little boy with sexuality.
I said we grooming. I said we're talking about how boys get groomed. You feel me? That question didn't say nothing about sexuality. It just so happened Lauren started with that. You feel me? I'm not blaming anyone of anything. You act like you defending yourself right now. I'm just saying I find that interesting. I can't find it interesting, nigga.
No, hey, that I'm just saying like it was hard. It was the relation of like for it being as broad as it is wasn't. It was easy to think that even without Lauren saying it, that we're gonna tie this to like what it is to be a man because the conversation right before it was with academics and that whole situation.
I mean, that's possible. I'm just saying the question was, what messages did you receive growing up about what it means to be a real man? Where did those messages come from? It's still a general question. Like, I understand how your thought process could have gone there. My thing, if I would have started talking, if I didn't start with that, what Lauren started with, I think it would have went a little different.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I think it's because Lauren started with that. And, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. I think, yeah, we did start with academics, but then I took us away from academics and just want to focus on the boys. Lauren started with that.
And like I said, I will say this. More of the what breaks down is a real man. The same characteristics that Joe gave were along the lines of what I learned, but I don't break that down to necessarily being a real man as much as it is being a good person.
But let me throw at you what my answer's about to be. I keep trying to get out. It goes somewhere like what Joe was just saying about I lost my thought. What was it? Because I had a few thoughts. When you talk about the first thing, what Joe said, it is a very masculine passed down statement. Even though this goes for everybody, a man keeps his word. That is like a statement that I felt like grandpa or uncle or old head had said like all the time. I felt like even though my grandma would say something like that, I know the men would say shit like that. A man keeps his word. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though a person should.
That's the dawn of the time. That's in all different languages.
Yeah, that's certain things are very masculine coded, even though they are just good people things. But here's one of the things that to a degree is real, but also can be to our detriment, and it's the whole thing of a man provides.
And he do.
A man does provide. But it gets to a point where if you look over time, some men will only attach their self-worth with their ability to provide. And that can be detrimental. Some guys' identity is, well, a man provides. If I'm doing bad, I'm not a man. Or like, I'm nothing unless I provide. And like, no, you're still a full functioning human being, even if you ain't rich or even if you're not like, whatever the fucking.
But that's the thing though, dog. Like, motherfuckers want you to love you if you provide enough. I'm sorry. How can I say this? Motherfuckers want to be like, dog, I'm only loved by how much I provide. But the thing is, certain situations need you to provide more than what you provide. If you don't provide it, dog, then you can't expect family love if you don't have family dollars.
But look, why can't you expect your family to love you if you ain't got money?
Not your family. I'm talking about to make a family. Like, you can't expect, me and my girl love each other, we're going to build a family. But if you don't have family finances.
But no, my angle isn't the excuses that niggas make to be bums. My angle that I'm saying I want to circle, I'm going to say I'm circling currently is you're the nigga that is providing, but you're nothing outside of it.
Oh, that's an identity issue.
But that's what I'm saying. We teaching a lot of these little boys that's part of their identity, that if they're not providing, then they're not men, which is our identity. And at times we need to add more nuance to that conversation as we move forward, I believe. I don't want to make a bunch of little boys that need to be coddled into for their 50s. Don't get that twisted. But I also understand that they got niggas out here that you ask them, what are your hobbies? What else do you like? What else can you describe yourself as? And once you get out of money or providing or provisions, they're not whole people. And that's a problem.
I think we also need to get away. Okay.
You ain't supposed to be with your mom at that age.
I think we also need to get away from the notion that providing is exclusively financial. Because you throw a whole bunch of money at a kid that you've produced and not talk to them, are you really providing for that child?
I mean, that's the nuance of the conversation, but that's a separate conversation. We can have that as well. But like, the concept, because that is true. Providing should be emotional, it should be mental. You're not a good dad just because you throw money at a situation. But a lot of these niggas are just thinking about
Nick Cannon.
A lot of these niggas are only thinking about it from the level of, I go to work, I give the money to the bills, I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a problem in our trying to raise these little boys up and to be totality of human beings. Because a lot of niggas think they can't be emotional and they don't even realize anger is an emotion. But niggas will show anger at the drop of a fucking hat. You feel me? Like, it's part of being human to be in touch with your emotions. Emotional intelligence should not be something that we just teach little girls to have. That's insane. And expect our little girls and our little boys to mingle right. It's wild to me that we teach them such different things.
Tap into your emotions, get rid of your emotions. Now y'all go and commingle.
This is the culture that we've built.
And like I said, I see that for some folks, they are trying to kind of unpack that. But unfortunately, for a lot of others, they're still on that thing. Go to work, come home. It's like, if you don't have, like I said, if there's not like real memories or stuff like that, that comes into the raising of a child as well. It's like, where were you when you were playing? Oh, I provided for you. Like, and
a lot of people think, what was you about to say, D?
I was just gonna add that of course, every person in this room understands that providing is most certainly not just finances, right? It is a broad spectrum of what that covers.
Mostly financial.
But I think one of the biggest unspoken problems that we're dealing with right now is that not all people think like this, but a lot of them do. They have this mentality that the non-financial provision does not matter unless it's coupled with the financial provision. Like,
and it's also in what people value. Like, some people might value the emotional side, but other people might not find that much value in that when you don't have the financial side.
Like, we say that the provision is not just finances, but when those finances aren't present, not much appreciation is given to the non-financial aspects of the provision. It's like peanut butter with no jelly. It's like thanks, but like, there's this sense of it still being.
I'm glad you're emotionally secure, but
where's the money at?
How are we gonna eat off of that?
But I think you still need both. It's like,
no, we ain't saying
you know what I'm saying, because it's like really comparing. Do you want your eyes or your ears?
You need both.
You know what I'm saying? Because
we don't value them both.
No, you're right.
On the same level.
Not enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
We say we do for fucking heirs, but subconsciously it's obvious that we don't care about those things.
Well, society is.
But again, I go back. That's the conditioning of it. If we was not conditioning, like, again, if you go back to even the traditional values of the man pay all the bills and the woman don't, and the woman handles the household. You feel me? If that's like what gets pumped, you getting pumping little boys to, if you ain't got no money, you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And if the values were different, and it wasn't just like finances that we pumping into these kids, I would want to pump it to my boys that, no, money don't make you, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of these motherfuckers get built believing that if I don't got money, I am nothing, which means even when you get money, you are nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
There's going to have to be a very large countercurrent to
something's empty.
Talk over that. Because right now, that's what's on social media predominantly. Like
that's in the music for real.
Yeah,
that's
like
in everything.
It's in everything. Like, the predominant voices right now, they are all on one accord with that. If you ain't got money, you're useless. So like, something has to fucking change.
And I keep standing by. I'm not saying be a bum out here and only focus on being. No, I mean, there should be, because like you said, Lawrence, as an adult human being, you should be able to pay your bills, have a place to stay, get, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so to me, the concept of providing ain't even that fucking deep, my nigga. Like, as an adult, so, you know, people be trying to be coddled. I'm not saying we should cripple all the boys either, but I'm just saying I just hate the fact that so many of us are empty inside unless we can put a financial merit to us, and it gets done from men and women. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah.
And
it's a human problem.
But it's a human problem that's specifically affecting boys. Like how they got certain things that's specifically for girls. This is a little boy thing. This is the mama saying you ain't shit unless, and the daddy saying you ain't shit unless, and the girls you dated saying you ain't shit unless, and your peers are saying you ain't shit unless. It's like I'm like, bro, there gotta be more nuance to this and more balance poured into the other sides of what we find value in. And again, like you said, it will take a cultural shift to a degree.
It's a fucking value system.
But the change starts in the conversation. Another thing that I got while
it also takes, being outside of a capitalist society, but that's neither here nor there.
That is very here and there. But another thing now to speak to what Lawrence was saying about the mentality of old heads. I grew up with my grandparents, and the guy that my mom married was they got married when they was like 22. So he never really talked to me about go get them pussy. He definitely was like, go get them bitches. You know what I'm saying? And my grandpa was also like, go get them bitches. None of them would tell me go fuck nothing. But it was very much, is that what you and them the girls? And then even young, I was always kind of extroverted in that way, so it was always this thing, but I don't know if it was a chicken and an egg thing. I just know at one point in particular, I'm gonna say 8th grade is where I became different when it came to, like, I always liked girls, of course. Always. Like, I remember my first girlfriend, Jasmine, in kindergarten. What's up, girl? But like, it became low-key predatory by 8th grade, I want to say, when it comes to we shooting to see how many numbers we could get. Like, even though that's very normal, that concept, it's still low-key predatory. You are still kind of looking at girls not as humans when you're trying to see, when you competing with your nigga, how many numbers you could get. That's like the beginning of the notches. You know what I'm saying? And that came from peer group, but it also came from what y'all said, older kids, though. Like you know what I mean? I had these cats that I'm going to church with, you feel me? And like, I'm 12, they're 17. And we kicking it, and they telling me their escapades, and I'm thinking, and again, even if they're not saying directly, this is what it means to be a real man. That's the messaging. That's the messaging we get, and it's like imprinting. And then even what I knew about my dad, all I knew was he was like this player type nigga. You feel me? So even unconsciously, my messaging of my first imprint of what a man is, which is my father, is, my dad was out here. On one hand, it's fuck him, but on the other hand, I'm gonna be better than him, even if it's in this thing. And that's something that therapy kind of unpack, because it's not a conscious thing that I did. I'm going to be super player like my dad. No. But that knowing he's not there, so it's like the absence of him created me to fill whatever void that is with what I knew of him. So you find yourself, I remember there's this question out me, there's this thing that the therapist said I always go back to. Is your life a biography or autobiography? It's an autobiography when you're making your own decisions actively and intuitively. It's a biography when you just got the puppet strings, you follow in the footsteps of other people, then lay it into you, whether it's in your DNA or whether it's through the nurturing of it, but it's still part of it. You know what I'm saying? So when I say what it meant to be a real man, it was all of that. It was be a provider. It was be the good person. It was like, you know what I mean? Be chivalrous. I came from the old school. I'm still opening doors and shit. There's certain things that motherfuckers be acting like is like something deep. And I'm like, nah, my grandma taught me.
You're not even thinking about
it. Nigga, I'm going to pay your date. I'm going to pay for the meal. Yeah, I'm opening your door. Yeah, I'm getting the car. What you mean? Like, there's certain things that when you see women go off about men that they value, then I'm like, that's light. That's light. But again, everybody didn't have the same upbringing, parenting, and, something about being raised by grandparents had its, pros and its cons. Older people give you that to a degree. But it's like, so there wasn't all just like negatives. But again, when I look back as an adult, there's some shit that I can call a spade. Like oftentimes, man, like what we get told as the game is often manipulation. You know what I'm saying? How to manipulate women, how to manipulate girls. But we get taught that's just how guys are. And that's, again, something that you get taught young. To the point you get older, you part of you, and then you wonder why your relationships ain't going right, or why you got these weird ass impulses to do fuck shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how to put a bow on that question for myself at the moment. But
don't let your intrusive, hoish thoughts win.
It's not even intrusive, hoish thoughts as much.
Too late.
A lot of shit is, as you say, too late. Because a lot of shit is very normalized. You talking about growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s. The concept, like before we had cell phones, of shooting at girls and getting their numbers, nigga, that's normal. Like, that's normal. Like that's all everybody. We going to Superfell. We going here. We going there. You know what I mean?
That's how you meet somebody.
You know what I'm saying? But like the making it a competition is where it get weird. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean if you're competing, that's a little.
But we was fucking competing. Me and my partners was definitely seeing who could
How
get
many
the
numbers you could
I mean,
get.
he had his,
who was the better hunter, and the girls was the prey. And we ain't look at it like that, but you saw that on TV. Will Fresh Prince was doing that, Marv was doing that, The Wood. Like, this was normalized behavior, but it's not necessarily behavior that we should have been doing as far as how we see the opposite sex and even how we see ourselves. Because again, if in my mind I'm only a real man based on how much pussy I could get, then
you ain't listen. That don't make you a real man. Just make you a man I respect.
But see what I'm saying? That's what we got taught. That guy got the bitches. That guy had the money. That guy was the flyest. And even if you had the money,
nobody fuck with that nigga. Nigga had the power, the money, and the respect. And when you combine all of that, the pussy is sure to come.
and that guy was also in our high school. There's certain niggas that was just that dude. Even young in your peer group and older than you. And all the markers that we learn from media, from music, from our peers, from old heads, all kind of shit, you start wanting to be that guy. And unfortunately, that guy, again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be fresh. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to have some power. But like, how much pussy you could get got very much intrinsically tied to that identity.
It is, still is.
You feel me? So which brings us to the next question was, how do you think society defines masculinity? Do you agree or why not?
How do you think society defines masculinity?
Defines masculinity.
How it defines masculinity.
Do you agree? Why or why not?
I think society, go ahead, you ain't you leading us off?
It's an interesting thing when you add, because it's funny. I was having this conversation before about what is masculinity. And oftentimes when you Google it, they attribute all of these things to men that are general things. You feel me? It'd be like great leaders, but a woman could be a leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like strong. A woman could be strong. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be these things where it's like, I understand we're conditioned to see this is what masculinity is, but again,
stronger.
Look at this guy. But like, if I'm thinking about what society teaches me masculinity is, it's how tough you could be. It's definitely that provider thing, being a provider. Masculinity is,
I feel like a lack of emotion comes into play when it comes
lack
to
of vulnerability.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Because again, anger is an emotion. We like to trick ourselves like it isn't. And it's the one that we allow, that's allowed.
Most masculine emotion, though.
You took it right out of my mouth. That's the one that we're allowed in masculinity to have. We're allowed to be angry, but we're not allowed to cry.
Soft emotion.
You feel me? Vulnerability. Masculinity.
Lady of a nigga.
Like I said, it does come what we just talked about, the sexual prowess angle. The fact of a masculine man, even if he ain't getting all the pussy, a masculine man knows what to do with the pussy. And as an adult, now I know what to do with the pussy, but that is no expectation that should have been on me when I first started having sex, but it was. The first time you had sex with a girl, niggas wasn't even being upfront about being virgins, because that wasn't masculine. Even though we 14, 15, we scared to tell motherfuckers we virgins. And that was a thing. You hear me? What you saying? You like you about to say something. You pursed up. I was like,
just get, you know
what I'm saying? There's a lot of these markers where it's like if you tell me it's masculine to be a great leader, that was imprinted into us. So definitely I love that aspect. But again, there's certain detrimental things like the concept of not being able to be vulnerable. That's really fucked up. You feel me? And the fact that, especially when you talk about being a black man, what white supremacy has taught us to be masculinity is very detrimental being a dark-skinned black man, because I'm already looked at as the nigga that you gonna shoot, that you should be afraid of, that you should be nervous about. You feel me? And if I have a deep voice, or if I carry myself without the traditional feminine markers, I got, you like I said, deep voice,
tattoos, braids,
not even just the
black
braids necessarily, like because that's cultural. But that's okay. We'll count it for the culture aspect. But I'm saying, when you throw, like, we'll say that, yeah, when you throw all that in the mix, nigga, the fact that this aspect of me needs to be tough can get me shot if I'm a dumb nigga.
True.
Because we talking about A$AP Rocky. He's trying to fucking show some kind of masculine hoo-ha, some alpha hoo-ha shit, and now his ass facing 20. If that's not to our detriment, I don't know what is. But I'm gonna pass the mic.
For some dumb shit at that.
But it's always for some dumb shit.
So how does society define masculinity?
And do you agree with it?
I think it defines masculinity as something that without, how can I say this? Shit, like I always seen it as weak versus powerful. Like if you were weak, then you wasn't really seen as masculine in any kind of way, in any kind of form of weak. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be in form of weak as far as like you'd have been into some like feminine ass shit that made you look as weak.
Oh, wait, let's throw this in here. Heterosexual.
Yeah, really.
Keep going. Masculinity is hetero. Keep going.
Yeah, it's the straightest thing you can do.
That's what society.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep going.
It's be masculine. But masculine deals with like who's the strongest, who's the top dog in every realm, like, you know, and that's what society's always taught me is if you masculine, that means that you the top nigga, dog. You like you don't take no shit. You just don't take no shit, bro. Like you was that guy, and also you're not gay. Like that's what it meant to be masculine. Like that's what it really meant, dog. My whole life, dog. Like you want to be masculine, dog. You had to be that nigga, and you're not gay.
Yeah,
once you gay, all the other shit that you
don't
can be
matter.
Nigga, don't even matter.
It don't matter. Yep, that's part of it. That's what society teaches us, and
This is true.
we say, "Oh, do we agree?" I don't agree with that side of it whatsoever. I don't feel like who you fucking has anything to do with your masculinity, and also. Back to what I was saying, I feel like the concept of being nurturing does not have to be a feminine thing.
Wait, hold on. I ain't saying if I agree or not.
Oh yeah, go ahead, my bad.
Do I agree? Of course I don't agree. You know what I'm saying? Masculinity is a spectrum because the masculinity I believed in still goes back to the straight up morals of like who you are as a tensuous person. Masculinity to me ties in definitely to where it could be across the spectrum because masculinity and femininity is in all of us. Mm-hmm. So when I see things that are masculine, it definitely goes to women because women have a set of masculinity that's in them. You dig? But it still doesn't mean it's not masculine. No, it's still masculine. But masculine is a spectrum that flows through everyone.
I don't think masculinity and sexuality should be tied. You know what I mean? What you saying, D?
Ask the question again.
What does society define masculinity to be, and do you agree with it? Why or why not?
What does society define masculinity to be?
From what you think, or from what you know?
I don't even think they know, really and truly. You know, as you guys know, you know, for the past 3-4 years now, just the whole question of, you know, what is masculinity, what is femininity, you know, it's all been, you know, basically a crapshoot. Like it's just up in the air. Like nobody can truly define what any of those things are, right? Because both men and women can display both masculine and feminine traits in both positive ways and negative ways. You know, like it's just not black and white per se. I will say I agree with how some of society looks at masculinity. I may not agree with other parts of it, but that's just me, and that's just what works for my type of lifestyle.
What part you agree with?
I don't know. You would just have to throw something out there, and I'll tell you, yeah, I kind of believe in that, or maybe no, I don't.
I think to a large degree, too, masculinity is a performance. It's how society teaches us to perform manhood.
Maybe so. I think I could probably say that for femininity also.
Yeah, definitely,
you know,
both.
Very
It's the same, but, you know, we talking about the boys now, but definitely.
based. Yeah, but
for everyone.
you know, it's and honestly, true be told, and I mean it's from the bottom of my heart, I actually just don't even give a fuck. Like, I don't think about what society deems masculine. I could care absolutely the fuck less. Like,
has it ever imposed its way on you of what to think masculinity is? Like, if society ever say what you do is not masculine? You said it earlier. At first,
it's been said to me before, but I honestly just don't care. But I mean, now that's just me. Other people may care about these things for, you know, different and more important reasons than I do. But, you know, whatever action I choose to take, whether society looks at it as being masculine or feminine, makes absolutely no difference to me. I'm just gonna do it anyway. Like,
I think that stance is still taking a stance.
Maybe it is.
When you say I don't give a fuck, to me that reads as fuck what they think. And fuck what they think is taking a stance.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the status quo is this is masculinity, bitch, I'm going to cheer. So you took the stance of fuck society. So you don't agree with the stereotype necessarily is because you like fuck it, whatever it is anyway. Yeah. So I feel like even in saying fuck it, a stance has been, in your anti-ness, a stance was taken. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It might not be the most.
Not having a flag.
It's like you're not intentionally being like, I'm over here to save you guys, but you're still not on that side of performing it.
It's counter to what society is trying to
Right.
I am not trying to.
Because to be on that side of agreeing with it is that means I'm going to accept the performance. I'm going to only be this tough guy at all times. Exactly. You feel me?
Like as far as, let's take toughness, right? As far as me being tough, it's kind of like I'm fucking tough when it's time to be tough on a fucking person. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when it's not time to be tough, I'm not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you fucking use those like no one character trait defines who you are as a person.
It shouldn't.
It's just a character trait.
But some people let it
pops up at different times.
That's the issue that we're having. Because you're right. But that's what we're talking about. They got motherfuckers that's poured into and have certain balances. And they got motherfuckers that all they got is I'm a gangster. That's it. And that's unfortunate. But
very unfortunate.
You know?
Yeah, and that's very much tied in. Well,
and not saying those type of people don't have levels and layers. It's always, there's layers and levels to the shit. Because I often tell people, nigga, some of the most hood niggas you know love anime and shit, nigga. Like, everybody got human characteristics, but still at the same time, that motherfucking multifaceted young thug, YN, a lot of times, unfortunately, in certain areas and arenas, will hang their flag on being the toughest motherfucker in the room instead of knowing what you just said was sometimes it's time to be tough and sometimes it's not, nigga, and that's okay.
It's okay. You know, and I think anyone, you know, male or female, if you let any character trait define you, then that's like a very internal problem that you got. Like, you need to really figure out who you are outside of those traits. You know, like, if, like, you need to hang on to a certain, like, if you just got to be the tough guy all the fucking time, or if you got to be the hot chick all the fucking time, it's like, they got
what else is there
going on with you?
You saying, Lawrence?
Okie dokie. So, as usual, a little bit different for me. Society, to me, paints masculinity as the absence of softness, the absence of femininity. You have things like toughness. You have things like being a provider. You have things like, and even though masculinity shouldn't be tied to sexuality, it is. It shouldn't. It is. But you have sexual prowess. You have that hunter mentality. And I don't necessarily agree with that at all. And again, that comes from my own personal thing of trying to figure out who the fuck I am. But there are times, personally, where masculinity will cause an issue. And what I mean by that is, should I really do this? Like, if it's something that I want to do, should I really do this? What'll other people think? And I feel like at this age, I should not be fuck with you. I should be at where you are. Fuck nigga. You're like, fuck what other people think. I'm going to do me. But at the same time, I'll give you a perfect example. This weekend, I went to get a pedicure. The lady is probably still crying. And I was like, you know, these feet look rough. You had to go to work on Myra's feet. They had to pull the belt sander out and everything out. But I was sitting there and they asked, do you want polish? And I was like, I kind of do. But this is going to be on my feet. What are other people going to say? What are other people going to do? And I had to literally agonize over that shit before I told them, yeah, go ahead and paint my toes black. I don't think society's view of masculinity, if it wasn't that pervasive and that strong, I don't think I would have thought that, even like sitting in that chair. So, like I said,
also you grew up with a different chain on you. You was a queer boy, so the concept
and the concept
is
of masculinity
heavier.
Hung over me.
It hit you heavier.
Because here's the thing. I was like I said, being in the closet for a period of time, I was always, if I do this, or this, they're going to find out who the fuck I am, and that may cause danger. That may cause harm onto me. So, like I said, dealing with that, I still have like issues when it comes to masculinity, and a lot of queer folks, especially queer men, will tell you they have issues dealing with that, and kind of tapping into their quote unquote femininity, because they'll also like follow what they feel is to the characteristics of what they feel is a man, but just with niggas,
Here's a question. Why do you think there's pressure on boys to have sex at a young age? Who benefits?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Why there's pressure? Shit. Why is there pressure to have boys have sex at a young age?
I don't
What's
know.
What's the other part of that question?
Who benefits?
Who benefits? Nobody benefits.
Right.
Honestly, they don't. Nobody truly benefits, because
Why motherfuckers pressure?
I'm sorry.
It's a mental issue. If anybody's pressuring you to have sex at a young age, they have been mentally abused in some kind of way and passed that down. It's a passed down trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, society might say, "Oh yeah, fucking at a young age, whatever." Like, it just show. It's just like it's like a level of stepping into manhood when you get you some pussy. But
And that's the issue. That's the question. Why is that it?
I don't know. That's some old warrior ass
That's
shit
not
from
my
back in like
experience.
back in like tonto days, ass fucking Western ass days, man. I don't understand what that mean.
I'm positive like this is happening somewhere.
because a
I
lot
just
of
personally can't.
yeah, because a lot of
I
folks
can't
feel
really
like
can't
that's
relate to this shit, bro. Like,
So wait, I'm the only one that it was normalized to be expected to be fucking in high school? That can't be it. No. I remember whether it's TV, whether it's a peer group, whether it's something.
Society, dog, like,
That's what we talking about. Society, even in my movies, that movie Blank
gonna
Check,
say-
the little boy kissed a grown woman, like that shit was cool. Like,
that was weird as fuck.
you know what I mean? Whenever motherfuckers find out that the teachers fucking the kids, they're like, I wish I was like that when I was a kid. Like, this concept of I'm supposed to be fucking young, that's American. I ain't weird. That's
I just thought it was just natural because my dick got hard. Like, it was a natural part of growing, like hormones. Like, I was just horny because, like, as I was aging, I would like things out of control that I just didn't understand.
I knew sex was happening in high school, but I didn't feel like it was any sort of like some shit that you had to be involved in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you told all your niggas. So you told all when you lost your virginity,
I lost my virginity at 17.
and you was like keeping a buck with everybody that you was a virgin up to that point.
Nobody really asked me, but the people that did ask me, I would tell them I was a virgin because I wasn't the only virgin.
Interesting.
Yeah, but virginity at that time, especially virginity, was kind of, you a virgin.
Oh, niggas was lying. I'm about to say, I remember niggas was lying. Niggas was lying. I remember lying. Well, I ain't gonna say luckily. I broke my virginity at 14
Really?
or 15. It was one of them. I remember it was like 9th grade. So
I guess I was late then.
you feel me? And it was with an 8th grader. I remember that, nigga. Like, but before that point, I lied to the girl because I felt like I was supposed to already know. Because again, I was already like by 9th grade, I'm already pulling all these chicks and shit. Because again, my transition from 7th grade to 8th grade going to McMahon. McMahon was a school from 7th to 12th. So we was exposed to like these older cats and these grown looking women like as a 12-year-old. Yeah. So I remember me turning to a 7th to 8th grader. When I was in 8th grade, I got tight with this nigga, man, that was like cool. So fucking cool. Advanced when he was already on. He's the freshest nigga. His people had money. He was already on pulling chicks. If I was a little shyer then, he made me get up to my shit. Cause my mom, we had some little event. The chick go by, I might look at her. Maybe we might have to spin the bin a few times before I build enough courage to go talk to her. Not him. He went. So he got so many girls. I was looking at that. I had to be like that. Oh, let me go talk to you. And then once you throw yourself in the water, that's what made me get used to talking to girls because he gonna get her. Like if he see her, he gonna talk to her.
Right,
He go. You feel me? So it's like that's the era I remember. So it was almost like I even felt behind. That wasn't fucking when I was in 9th grade because it seemed like everybody was fucking. You hear me? You find out who was fucking. You know where they going to fuck. But that was a time. I remember that very distinctly. Even on TV. Our TV shows, they had fucking the niggas from Saved by the Bell fucking, Fresh Prince fucking. They had them very special episodes about people fucking. Like, and it was teens. Dawson's Creek was teenagers fucking. Like, I felt like all of the shows was teenagers fucking. They was fucking. I'm sorry. I'm just wild that y'all sitting y'all telling me, nah, I don't know where that came from. Nigga, what?
I ain't say I don't know.
I do.
I said, yeah, like, we know where it came from.
It wasn't in my, like, immediate circle of things. Like, that shit was really, like, some shit that I could see. It was like, dog, this is some shit that motherfuckers get put from my own from other motherfuckers. But, like, the people who I looked up to and the people who really meant something in my life and molded me, them niggas really didn't have the impact. And, like, when it came to, like, my peers, though, my peers were the biggest ones that was pushing, like, get pussy and all the third. But, like, to me, I don't know, like,
but I will say the whole of society, it gives off of everybody else is fucking. Why aren't you?
But specifically to boys. But no, because we got this chastity shit on girls and make them fucking feel demonized for fucking. But specifically on boys, we got this whole, oh, you about to be a man. Oh, he gonna be a heartbreaker. All this shit that we specifically put on boys. So when I look at like, yes, society throws a certain level of pressure on you as you become a man that, oh, as a man, you better know how to fuck or you better be fucking or you better, that's a tale as old as time. But let me find a fucking question so I can be sure nigga answering the right thing. Why do you think there's pressure on boys to have sex at a young age? Who benefits? I think part of that is, the homophobia that's built into America.
True.
I think a lot of that is you trying to make sure that little boy gonna be a straight man.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And I think that is part of us accepting that. Oh yeah, let them make sure that little boy like girls. Make sure he get this pussy. I think that's the seeds. I think that's the seed. Because again, they got so many stories like that. Yeah. I got a family member. I can't say who it is, but I got a family member that was exposed to a woman at a young age because his dad was trying to make sure. Boosie said that. Dwayne said Birdman. It's like it's a thing where these uncles and these dads be putting women on their fucking sons, getting their sons to make sure they like pussy young,
that's
bro.
Wild.
That's a thing. It's a thing. So I really believe it's some shit of. And again, that's part of the thing about our sexual prowess, how good we are at sex. The fact that we're fucking at all supposedly makes us men. And it's like, you should not be exposing no little boy to no fucking grown woman like that. And that is legitimately accepted grooming. That's in our fucking communities.
True.
Yeah.
And dead ass sexual assault that we just kind of be like,
that's real.
You hear a boy smash the older woman, nigga. Man, who is it all? Remember in Juice, nigga, your boy was Omar Epps was hitting a grown ass woman in Juice.
Was married.
Bro, there's so many movies of that ilk, but when you put a girl in that situation, it's this the evil old man, as if that's not an evil ass, weird ass old woman on our little boys. There's a certain level of love that we need to be giving to our boys in the same way, bro.
And I mean, you hear it all the time. The one that sticks in my mind is Chris Brown. Chris Brown said he lost his virginity at 8. And I was like, no, my friend.
How do you have a virginity at 8?
Exactly. Like, you cannot consent if you don't consent, if you don't know what the fuck you're consenting
my nigga said
to.
8.
That is
and you're sitting, and all I'm sitting here is saying, no, brother, you were assaulted.
Your innocence.
Yeah, you got taken, bro.
But like I said, that's not going to ever register. I honestly don't think that's ever going to register in his mind and in so many other men's mind, because they're like, that assault is some weakness. Weakness is not in me. And no, I'm going to twist this around. But no, dude, you got assaulted. You got molested. You got raped.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with saying, this shit happened to me. It's not right. Don't twist this around. But I don't think there are tons of stories like that where they were like, oh, I met my fucking babysitter was my first. And like, no. And
you're the weirdo right. If you don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And another part of this is I don't like the pedestal, how we put pussy on such a pedestal that we will die behind it or we will believe that we're less than if we're like, it goes back to sexual. I come to this because I was in this freaking live on TikTok, and they were talking about okay, the chick's thing was like, men don't have game, they just lie or some shit. It was meant to stir the pot to see what you react to. But this question came up about like, how come, what was it? It was basically some shit like, how come men can't take rejection? You know what I mean? Because the dude was saying, no, how come men lie to get the pussy? And so many men was like, man, because you got to if you can't get it the right way. And I like,
what?
as I'm hearing,
That was the answer?
That was a lot. Not that wasn't only answer. They had other answers too. That was more like, okay, that was.
Of course, there was more answers, but
yeah,
the fact that is an answer.
But no, the fact that there was Joe, it's the fact that so many cats said some version of this answer of. Get the pussy by any means necessary, and they wasn't hearing that. Like, dog, like, are you that?
Is a form of fucking.
Are you that afraid of rejection? And or do you why do you need pussy that bad?
Because I'm that afraid of isolation. If I ain't the one in the clique, I ain't in the clique. I'm outside now.
What clique are we talking about?
Clique of niggas, dog.
And is it about the niggas that these niggas is so obsessed with? I gotta get the pussy because the dude wasn't understanding of. You do know there's an option of. It's okay to tell the truth, and if she doesn't give you the pussy, it's fine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's, well, if I tell the truth, then I'm not gonna get the pussy. What's the problem?
That you about to get clowned.
So
it's about your niggas. It ain't about her. It's about your niggas. The circle you got to go back to.
So you just suck as a guy, basically, is what you're saying.
I think some of it has what Joe got to say, the expectation that the peer pressure does. But I think some of it goes to these niggas believe to themselves their self-esteem is fucked if they can't get the pussy. Right. And I'm saying your self-esteem cannot be tied to getting pussy. Like, there's got to be more to life, more to what's going on. Some niggas will not
Everything's about the pussy, nigga.
Some niggas won't leave their house unless pussy's involved.
Pussy sailed 1,000 ships.
Some people won't even talk to a girl unless she fucking. Some people can't even appreciate the chick unless he about to smash. Like, we got so many, and this is generational. This ain't just new. This is a thing. This is a thing where these niggas
going on for
100 years. Troy, nigga, like this shit been going on forever. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's something that we need to circle as a problem of we are putting too much power on getting the pussy. I don't know. I know, like, there's a cleaner way to say that, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
our culture is just very hypersexual,
and
the pussy is a powerful thing to get, though.
But it's hypersexualizing us. You know what I'm saying? More so than anything. We teach the girls, like I said, we teach our daughters, our nieces, our little sisters better watch out for these kind of niggas, while we teach our boys to be them kind of niggas.
Exactly.
Cultural values, man.
It's insane. It's insane.
It's really insane.
Chase the cat.
And that's just Ben. I'm asked two more, and we're gonna leave this alone for now. What kind of messages do you think boys should hear when it comes to sex, relationships, and masculinity?
Be ready.
No means no, and you know a yes don't mean a yes because a yes don't mean a yes.
Just lots of conversations about consent.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
For sure, and lots of conversations about sexual prowess and not defining anything about you, and also the responsibility of childbearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a real thing.
He went straight to
don't strap up, you will.
Daddy D came out. He was like, yeah.
Wanted to fall off, put a condom on.
Bro, STDs, all that. Like, you know, just all the obvious things like those.
Once you step into this adult world, these are the things that come with it.
Yeah,
I stand by, dog. I'm like what Joe said earlier about keeping your word. I'm big on character, bro. Like I stand by. Like, people be asking you, what would you do if your son was gay, if your daughter was a fucking thought? I don't give a fuck. What's their character hitting on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of mother? Are you a stand-up person? Is your word your bond? Can I trust you not to lie? Are you like, you know what I mean? I'm really like, if we talking about one more tell the boys, it's the positive things of like, no, this is what a real nigga is. A stand-up guy. Not the nigga who get the pussy by any means necessary, who lie, coerce, like you say, anti all that coercion nonsense, bro. Like, and I would, like you said,
that sounds like an offender.
Take sex out of it. Like, sexual discipline is not typically taught. Like, the rap songs and the movies make it seem like being a whore as a man is the cool thing to do. The concept, you don't hear no rappers talk about, don't give them your dick. Like, you know what I mean? Right. And there's a way, you know what I mean? But they don't got nobody, not gonna say nobody, but it's very rare to hear boys being enforced to not throw your dick around to anybody trying to throw it at you. Discipline.
Restraint.
And even
there's strength in that.
And like I said, even
there's safety in that.
A lot of strength in that.
It's
self-respect,
dignity. Yeah, and essentially, also, it makes the lines really, really blur when it comes to sexual violence. Because, yeah, it's to a certain extent, it's all right to sit here and say, as a woman or friend presenting person, hey, this happened to me. This was not right. Most men won't even, if something happens to them sexually that was non-consensual, they won't even say anything about it and harbor all of that shit that comes about as a result of that. And then you end up bleeding on somebody else, or God forbid, enacting the same thing that happened to you onto somebody else. And that also becomes an issue too.
So I think to distill that a bit, I would want to impart in the kids, to boys, the idea that vulnerability is a natural thing. Mm-hmm. Because again, it's that lack of being comfortable with being vulnerable, I believe, is why so many of us will not say if we've been touched, or not say if something happened in a sexual way that we weren't comfortable with. I got a lot of boys that probably didn't even like what was happening to them, but since it was expected of them as little boys to like it, that they created whatever in their head, and that's also fucked up. So just this idea of like, no, it's okay to be vulnerable, bro. Like, cause again, we try to toughen our boys up so much. Nigga, let my cry, nigga, like get it out. Like there's so many just simple shit that you need to be human, that for whatever reason, I'm gonna go say for whatever reason, cause we know the history, but that we restrict from our little boys in a very general sense, that I would hope to, even something as simple as empathy. You know what I mean? Just even something as simple as like caring about, like say we talk about the opposite sex, care about her as a person versus something to pursue, something to be fucking persistent in owning. Cause that's another thing. We teach love weird on both. This got certain shit we teach girls that love is that shouldn't be right. But we talking about the boys right now. This concept on all effects that I own you because you my bitch, nigga. No, like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of,
that's a person.
There's a lot of things that like we all have mentioned that if I have a son that I would need to fucking shoot up him like fucking drugs, nigga, early, like a vaccination.
It has to start at home. And then the world at large just has to change its viewpoint. Like, dudes aren't vulnerable because they don't get treated well when they are vulnerable. Like, generally speaking, when you're vulnerable, it yields negative results one way or the other. So, I mean, we just got to start, like, treating boys better, too, when they are having a moment.
That's almost a chicken egg situation.
It is a chicken egg situation because
but it exists as a situation.
There are people who will ask men, okay, we need you to be vulnerable, but when you are vulnerable,
stop being a bitch.
Yeah, it's used against you. You know what I mean?
Stop fucking crying. You know, so
I think everybody in general needs to have more, emotional intelligence, but let's just say I have a kid, which I'm fucking not going to. I don't want no damn kids. Fuck them kids. If I had a son, the first thing I would probably say is sex is not everything. Don't sit up here, be chomping at the bit to have sex, because that comes with a whole bunch of other responsibilities. That comes with a whole bunch of other things that your brain may not be ready to have. You may not want that. You may not be prepared for that. You may not be ready for that. It's a whole thing. So if you have, like I said, you're going to have the urge to do it. Everybody has the urge to do it, but think long and hard about it. Damn it. But think about it before you decide to move forward. Mm-hmm.
I say also just leave that in their world, because one of the things I had an issue with academics about was like whether the little boy having sex or not is none of your adult ass business.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the weirdest part about it all. Like, you
fuck
in no kind of way of any kind of relations.
To the 35-year-old man.
Like,
I don't.
That is the most perverted thing.
Yeah, you don't know this fucking kid.
That you're that interested in it. That's real diddyish of you, academics.
Really?
But as a society, it's also very American of us to give a fuck about another person's sexuality.
Yeah,
and that's so.
But it makes more sense though if a motherfucker have way more closer relations.
I got you, but again, it goes also to that idea of the big brother, the older head trying to impart to the younger cat what it means to be. It's like it goes back to the bullshit, but you're not wrong whatsoever. I'm just saying that's the cyclical shit that we as society got to keep speaking out about. Like I often say, change starts in the conversation. So you got to start circling the bullshit before we can start attacking the bullshit. We can't just ignore it. And I think there's generations of a lot of things being ignored or swept under or actively fought against when it shouldn't even be fought against. True. The idea, because again, like what you brought up, like I'm proud of you as a little kid that you went and did your cheer shit. I dropped out of NOCA because they wanted me to wear a leotard. And I only heard my grandpa in my ear saying, what's that faggot shit you wearing? I don't mean my bad to say the F word, but you know what I'm saying? That's exactly how he would say it. Because my grandpa, like, again, he was one of them old school manly man type niggas.
Man,
you feel me? Bro, dog, like, so I dropped out of NOCA and that was also, and it's twofold. I dropped out of NOCA in 8th grade and I was there on some accelerated shit. So I was there. I was too young to be there, but they fucked with the skill because one, a leotard, and I had that in the back of my head, and two, I was chasing pussy, young, stupidly. Or I'm getting these girls after school, fuck going to NOCA. And it was like those two concepts fucked me up as a kid. Well, I still made it out okay, but like I played myself to a certain degree in the short term. You know what I'm saying?
And Julia with Anthony Mackie.
Who knows? You feel me? There's a lot of ways that we we play ourselves. We let these stereotypes of these things play ourselves out of good situations. And I was a smart kid. They got motherfuckers playing themselves in ways that's just so detrimental that we look at the system, the jailhouse specifically, the graveyard specifically, you feel me, that them niggas didn't have no other way. So, yeah, dog, to a large degree, those sides, that masculinity shit, that patriarchy shit, it doesn't just empower us. Like when they say who benefits, we don't. There's certain things in the structure of being a man that helps us out, yes, because patriarchy and shit like that. But when it comes to the emotional development, when it comes to the mental development, we're not benefiting.
Right.
And a lot of times there's a lot of shit that we just have to actively unpack.
And that's a concept
30 years later
that we should teach kids coming in. Like the concept of as you get older, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to all these things that you may have learned. You might have to unlearn some shit. Because that's another thing that stilts us all as humans sometimes of we so stuck in what we learned that we don't even.
It's hard to unlearn and re-educate.
It is.
But it's even harder if you don't even have a concept in your head that you need to, is what I'm saying.
I mean, hell yeah. If you're caught in the Matrix, dog, you never know.
So you got to be letting know. So I would want to let my kids know early that there is a Matrix.
I think
that's the way they're not born in it. Most of these motherfuckers are born in it, and it's been created so long and been going on for so strong that it's a part of the system of society.
I mean, we're all born in it, really, bro.
This is, like I said, and truth be told, this is not a conversation that I was about to say regular niggas. This is not a conversation that regular people are going to have. There are some who will have this and unpack this, but for the most part, it's already ingrained. This is what it is. What it is.
That's what I'm saying. Next generation. We about to say D. About to say something bad.
I was, but I forget. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We talking to the next generation. I would want sometimes it's too late for certain motherfuckers. You feel me? But like when you talk about the next generation, there's certain things, certain skill sets, certain mentalities, certain perspectives. I think I would want them to be equipped with coming in. I would want my little nigga to know, like, yeah, dog. Because sometimes just this notion of being wrong defeats us because we don't want to be wrong, and then that shows up in a bunch of other different facets. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I coach my kids. Like I always like reiterate again that it's okay for them to make mistakes. Like that's why you're here. Like if you don't do your skill perfect, like I do not care about that. Like you are going to mess up a whole lot, and you're gonna mess up in your whole life too. Like I always tell them that. Like you're gonna be messing up a whole lot of things. Like don't let that go to your head.
Right.
If you don't fuck it up, you're not doing it right.
Right.
I almost made a joke, Lawrence. But yeah. That was that ETOUFEE
of the day.
Of course, that topic and that conversation, that's not one that you just have once. You know what I mean? That's not one that you... you don't just get all the answers to it, but it's one I want to speak on because, again, as I was watching the DJ Academic story happen, everybody was like wringing their hand at him. Everybody was saying how much of a creep he is. Everybody was, going in about all these details. But I'm like...
He's one of so many.
It's not isolated.
Don't act like it's not in their backyard. Like it's not in their friends and family members and circles or in part of society. Don't act like it's academics by himself. Nigga, there's a product that created academics. We on his ass because he popular and he look fat, and we got to think against fat people. You dig? Or people who don't look as good.
He's low hanging fruit, really.
You know what I'm saying?
My nigga was. It's like I was like, yeah, Joe, yup, fat. Why we get into that?
God damn, wait a minute.
But I get what he's saying. Like we let conventionally attractive people get away with shit that we don't let others. I get what he's saying, but it was such a left turn. I wasn't ready for that part of it. What you saying, my nigga?
I mean,
and we're fucking with Mark because Mark's
fucking with us.
But no, like that. But the thing is like that's what the conversation needs to be about. Yes, academics should be punished for whatever he said. Yes, he's gonna get media. He's gonna face media court and society's social media court, and they're gonna do what they will with that.
The court of a public opinion.
But the deeper conversation is how do we not create the next academics?
And because he's just the famous nigga that was in the room. Right. He wasn't the only nigga that was in the room.
There's so many more academics out there.
You feel me? And he didn't even say the worst shit. So yeah, bro, it's an ongoing conversation. Hopefully, we could just bring some light, some love to it. Because again, growing up as especially a little black boy in society, but growing up as a boy in society, bro, there are certain things that we don't we don't talk about enough. Whether it's being a queer boy, whether it's being a black boy, whether it's being a poor boy, whatever, there's certain things we just do not talk about enough. I don't think our boy, because at a point, because again, as a man, there's certain, like you said, we sassy or we soft or we bitches when we are vulnerable in certain instances. There's a certain level of what I'm trying to say. There's a certain level of patience that the world doesn't have for men. That I would hope that we could at least extend to the boys before they get to become men.
Save the boys.
That men there's a certain space that is safe for women, children, and like animals, where there's unconditional love. Whereas love for men comes with conditions.
The other side to that, though, also is unfortunately the love from men a lot of times come with conditions.
True.
And that can be a chicken and egg shit too.
Toxic femininity.
Anyway, quickly we're gonna get to that. No, huh?
Shit, bitch, I know you lying. I got to go, nigga.
All right, we can pick it up. I already knew that was gonna happen starting at 8. Fuck. When can we pick up the rest of these? It's just like 2 sections.
Tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
So the last thing y'all heard, audience, is no, huh, bitch, I know you lying. And to be absolutely transparent, we was running late this week, so it's almost midnight. The fellas had to go, and we thought about rescheduling to give you the last 2 parts, for Dose of NOLA'MURICA. Damn, I forgot we had to do that too. Dose of NOLA'MURICA, the no, huh, bitch, you know you lying, and the freaking sports section. But we won't be able to get to that until probably the weekend, which will only push this podcast back, and I don't want to push this episode back that far. So we're going to end it with, the normal situations, man. Hit us up at FlyWithBats.com. That's where you can get the podcast. Go to Gumbo Monster 504 on YouTube. Subscribe. We're trying to build up the audience. As you know, AlphaJo 504. Look, it's Devin and Soul Boy. Damn, I forgot my dog. 584. Soul Boy 584. The fella, to follow the rest of the cast. It's that actor guy, Mr. Bass, in the building as always. And we going to just... What did I have? Hold up. What did I have on the tap? I don't want to leave y'all fully hanging. What the fuck I had up on this bed? Let me see.
Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Bitch, I know you fucking lying.
Is there anything that I can directly run it with y'all? Let me see. Oh, shit. We was about to get into all this Trump shit. Damn. We ain't because that's the thing. Like we didn't get into the Trump stuff because that was supposed to be the no, huh? We was gonna talk about Trump did a bunch of nonsense, dog. How he ordered the foreign clinics to stop providing HIV medication. How he banned federal funding for like a day, and then he brought it back. How he banned federal funding for gender affirming care. Like how he allowed dog. This is some crazy shit. I can speak on this right fast, dog. ICE. Like he passed this thing so ICE can like go into churches and to schools, because at once that these provisions where motherfucker can't go into churches and schools, there's like what they call them, like I think I wrote this down, sensitive locations. There was like, sensitive locations, we ain't gonna run up on you. Nah, man. ICE is allowed to run up on these people in these schools and the churches and everything else, and that's pretty fucked up. Yes, I could look at the Latino vote being half and half for Trump and such, but that still doesn't mean that I'm like in any way applauding seeing these people get screwed over the way that they are. And Trump is just full of shit. Then we talk about the tariffs. We didn't even get to talk about the tariffs. Yeah, man. What we know. Damn, I'm looking at my thing. Issue. He wants to defund schools. Yeah, I said I was gonna get out of here. No, I'm going. Look like I'm taking up these sections by myself, bro. It's trippy as fuck that this is really our president, though. Like, I stand by the fact that you can't blame black people for nothing, because it's 90% of us voted against this motherfucker. So we could talk all that shit we want, because 86% of black men, 93% of women. Fuck, we could talk all this shit, but it's just wild. It's almost doesn't even seem real, because the things that he's doing at times, I don't even feel like it's happening for real. I feel like I'm reading a headline and I'm like, wow, that's insane. And then it be real. Like this dude here, this motherfucker Trump talking about he kicking out all the trans people out the military. You can't be trans in the military. He's trying to end the whole concept of having pronouns. If you have pronouns in your bio, you got to take them out. Like, he coming on some level that it seems so directly tyrannical that it's trippy that it's happening in front of our faces, and we let it happen in front of our face. Like, how many times are you going to liken this nigga to Hitler and all this other shit? And I'm not even saying, I think he's too dumb to be Hitler, but he's still a problem. And it seems like y'all got all these markers that you're showing that this nigga is the problem that he is, and we're letting it happen. The concept of the fact that there's a global protest against America is insane. The fact that we're fighting with Mexico and Canada about food being distributed and trade is just normal shit that should be normal shit is insane. Like, these shouldn't even be fights. And all these people that fucking defend him and follow him and worship him, and that's the word, they worship him, is only putting us in an even more hole. And I hate the conditioning of it. I hate the freaking brainwashing of it. Because I was talking to my moms, and we was talking about the fact of, like, so many of these people voted against their own interests and voted against themselves, because another thing that Republicans do that's baked into Republicans is to weaponize Christianity. So a lot of these Mexicans and a lot of these women and a lot of these people were, because they're good, faithful servants of God, in their mind, they're thinking that, well, that's what Republican Party stands for, even though the Democratic Party never said it was anti-Christian. But, like, they use that shit. Because, again, you can't even run for president whether you're Democrat or Republican unless you're a Christian. But they use that shit, and they let Trump, who we can see is a complete fucking heathen, they let him use that covering, and allowed yourself to vote for this man. So I'm talking to my moms, and she said she almost voted for Trump off of that. And I'm like, Mom, do you hear yourself? You saying knowing Trump is ain't shit. That you thought about it just off the fact of we was trying to think of where your Christian values. That's when your Christian values becomes conditioning and brainwashing and dangerous, and not just natural. I believe in this thing because Kamala, and you felt because you felt like you couldn't trust Kamala. But why'd you think that? Because of what the ideologies are doing. You feel me? Kamala look like our cousin. So you trying to tell me you can't trust our cousin? You can't trust you look like my grandma. You can't trust our people, but you're going to trust this white man who's racist because you thought Kamala was whatever bullshit they fed you. And there's a lot of people that fell victim to that shit. And it's just wild to me that in the heat of falling victim to that shit, we're letting things happen. Like, history is going to fucking make fun of us. History going to shit on us. We're like the future's like, how did this happen? Oh, no, we were just very apathetic. We were very sheepish. We was very ignorant. We were very stupid. And it continues. These headlines I have for the fucking NOLA'MURICA shouldn't even be existing. Like the whole Guantanamo Bay situation. Like, if you're an illegal, quote unquote, and they don't know what the hell to do with you, they're going to just send you to a torture camp just to quote unquote, hold you there. Like, these things should not be happening in front of us. Should not be passing in front of us, and we just lying down. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's actively freaking happening. That's active right now. And again, it just seems like y'all got mad at Anthony Mackie because he said there's certain integrities that America don't uphold. But how you gonna get mad at him as we continue to not uphold certain integrities? We're not holding down our people. We're not holding down our allies. Our allies are even about to stop fucking with us. So it's just wild, motherfuckers want to be so proud to be Americans and all this. But nigga, America ain't proud to have you, nigga. America's basically something that you should be even being proud of. So, nah, man. If I'm gonna give anything to a solo no, huh? Bitch, I know you fucking lying that this is the goddamn president that we currently have. Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Straight up, man. Those are NOLA'MURICA.
Man, if I hit another pothole, I'ma call the mayor. I'm already reminded of the poverty and the demon slayers. I'm aware of the murder capital of the United Nations. The leader been trying to plan for preparation from observation. But no, I must not look like a leader from the segregation. I see so many homeless people, might consider them my acquaintance. And if that was the case, you would've thought they sent someone from maintenance. Stay with this story, it'll make some sense later. Change start with the man in the mirror. That's Michael Jackson, baby.
R.I.P. Pablo Johnson, man. He was a local photographer that was well known in our city. And I don't know all the details. The details are sketchy, but apparently he died on by taking pictures out there in one of our second line events. He was widely known, widely loved, and I just want to say shouts out to him. Also, big ups to Chris Paul for explaining. And this is gonna bring us, I guess, into some sports. Fuck yeah.
Sports! Fuck yeah!
So Chris Paul explains recently how he was kicked, why he had to leave New Orleans. Like so many of us in New Orleans thought that he just left us hanging, and he was a superstar that the city really like leaned into. The city really fucked with, you feel me? So when he was traded, a lot of people took that to heart and began booing Chris Paul non-freaking stop whenever he came with his new team. Well, he recently explained it was over his head how much he loves New Orleans, how much he cherishes New Orleans, and he wish he was never traded. But the people that was running the Pelicans was basically wanted him gone, wanted to have a new regime, and was making moves that he saw was going to be hurting him and a detriment to him moving forward. They want to try and get this man no help, and at the end of the day, a lot of things was happening that made him feel like, bro, if I don't get out of here right now, they don't give a fuck about me. They're gonna do everything that's best for them. So just hearing Chris Paul explain that, you feel me? Hearing Chris Paul just break that down, because it just felt like this big mystery, and he was like we have Anthony Davis, we have Zion, and we have him as far as like D West. Like, you know what I mean? We have certain people that stood out, but then they became bigger when they left. But I remember, I'm not even a huge basketball, I'm not even a huge sports person, but I remember the effect that CP3 had on the city. It was right after Hurricane Katrina and such, and like he was one of them. So I'm glad he was able to give us our love back, even in us booing his ass. Still love the city the way he do, and I love the way he represented in that interview. I'm gonna probably punch it in right after this, let him say it in his own words on some real shit.
And we never spoke on this. I don't know why today I'm gonna say this, but they was coming to tell us that the team was moving. First, there was this one guy, Mr. Schwest, that was gonna buy the team at one point, and then, you know, the NBA took over the team or whatnot. So when I left, it wasn't like I'm leaving New Orleans because I want to be out of here. Like, the team was saying that they were moving and going to do this and going in all these other different directions. So that's why me and D West was like, okay, it's time for us to move on. They was coming to practice, right? Because there'd be a lot of people in New Orleans say, you left us, whatever. If I keep it 100 right now, I tell you, they was coming to practice and telling us that the team was leaving. Mm-hmm. They was telling us that the team was moving to Kansas City. They told us that the team was moving to, what was it, San Diego, somewhere in California. Like, me and David West had been there. Like, that city, man, listen, you know and I know. Like, I will never have another bond like I had with that city.
You got drafted right before Katrina,
I got drafted a month before Katrina, right? 2 months before Katrina. Like, the city of New Orleans will forever hold the deepest place in my heart, right? My first 2 years was in Oklahoma, so I'm grateful for that. But then we went back to New Orleans. Like, man, I got real family that live in that city.
Your foundation does work there, too.
Yeah,
right?
My sister-in-law from New Orleans, Randy, Kev, the Green Ups, like, them, that's my real family that's there, man. So I hoop. I try not to trip at all, whatnot. But, like, when I play back in New Orleans and people start booing and doing all this, I'll be looking around like, are y'all serious? You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of Anthony Davis, so, and I can't wait to get your opinion on this, bro. So they traded, like, again, I'm not a sports nigga, but that's some big news for Luka to be going to the Lakers with LeBron and Anthony Davis getting traded out. Like, that's a whole regime shift. Like, that's a whole, I'm very curious as to see where does that go? And Luka's one of the best in the league, but is he really going to be able to, like, mesh well with LeBron? Like, what is that going to be? I'm here for it. I'm here for just the shakeup of it all. Because at the end of the day, if you want a team to do better than what they did, you got to switch up the makeup at times. And maybe Anthony Davis was best for business at the time. Overall, we shall see. And big ups to Clarissa Shields, man. She became the first ever undisputed women's heavyweight champion, meaning her papoose loving ass. Her papoose loving ass. Got all the belts. She got all the belts. She got all the belts, and I think that's freaking incredible. I mean, she got a movie that just dropped. She got her new man, and now she got all the belts. She's making history, man. Big ups to her. You feel me? And, yeah, man, that's what we're going to go out on, man. That was that sports. Fuck. Yeah. And them niggas lied earlier, man. I ain't got no hero highlight. Right now, the hero highlight going to be, shouts out to Kendrick Lamar. But yeah, we about to get about this bitch, man. Again, it's that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford. I'm closing it out by my goddamn self. You hear me? This was episode 128. Adios.
Got to smash out. But listen on a serious note, don't let your workforce determine your happiness. After the first, you probably still be in debt. So live your life with no regrets. You heard me? Money doesn't equal success. Nope, success doesn't last if you're stressed. Nope, and you're too blessed to be stretched. So please have a vodka top, God bless. For my blue collars, chasing green dollars. Don't worry about tomorrow, we gon' party tonight. So get on down on the dance floor. Girl, you're